Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning or afternoon, because we are here for Low Ink February 2022. My name is Fusion, and I am joined today by DRF, and we're here to commentate a bunch of great Splatoon matches. How are you doing today, DRF?
I am doing fantastic! Looking forward to another wonderful weekend of Low Ink. Today we are going to be starting off with the Jelly Squids versus Illumineye, and Fusion, I believe you know a thing or two about this matchup.
Oh yeah, I coach Illumineye. They're my children. I love them very much, and I'm hoping to see them kick some butts in this match here. But I'll pretend to be I'll pretend to be a fair commentator and unbiased while I sing their praises in the background. So, we are going to be hopping into our first match on Manta Maria Rainmaker very shortly.
Yes, we are. So, pretty interesting map mode combo here where, it's one of those where things are going to probably start out kind of slow between both teams as they kind of, feel each other out a little bit, but I know that these two teams have definitely played each other a number of times before, so we could just see them kind of, come out the gates, with very specific weapon picks to maybe counter the other team. It really could go a bunch of different ways here. So, definitely going to be an interesting one to start out. Cool. All teams have readied up. So we will be diving right into our game number 1 with Rainmaker on Manta Maria. Let's go ahead and see what these teams are bringing out. Alright, so taking a look here, starting out with, we got a mini Octoshot, Neo Splash, and is a Splatter Scope, it seems, on the side of Illumineye. Meanwhile, the Jelly Squid is going to be bringing in that Vanilla Hydra, which is definitely a pretty interesting pick, one that you don't see too often, but we already have a DC with that Splatter Scope, so gonna go ahead and have to just let this one knock out. Gonna make this one very quick and easy, and we will reset here for the actual game one shortly. Alright, so not a whole lot of bloodshed here in this quick KO. So just need to go ahead and get that Illumineye player back in. I think it is a good thing that Fusion did not have to see that. So let's go ahead and try this again. Get excited for game number one. Okay, so it looks like we might end up having to sort of reset our lobby here, as we're gonna get all these players slowly back in, and it seems as well that Fusion is picking up a delivery, so it looks like it is me on the mic just for a moment here. But yes, Jelly Squids versus Illumineye. I know both of these teams have, you know, been rapidly improving recently. See, I know that they both were pretty strong contenders, I think. Was it in Ludi Div 6, if I am correct? Let's see. Alright, so Jelly Squids were in Division 6 of this past Ludi season, going 2-3, which actually was good enough for third place in their group, which definitely is a little bit different than what you might be used to seeing. Whereas Illumineye, I don't recall if they actually... It does not appear that they were in Div 6. Let's see, were they in... See, I'm curious, did Illuminate play in this Ludi season? I'm actually not sure, because I could not find them. Alright, so we almost have everybody back in. Illuminate still missing one more player. So we should be able to get back into this game number one shortly.
Oh boy, sorry about that. Man.
Welcome back.
Gosh. I had gotten, in terms of adulting, I had gotten some furniture that was supposed to arrive tomorrow, and it arrived right as soon as the commentary block started. So I had to go get that. Yay, adulting. But was there a DC
Yes.
in that first game? Okay, well that's praise be, I guess. Things work out.
Honestly, yeah, things did work out here, so it's like it was unfortunately your team that did disconnect. Illumineye. But we are going to be heading right back into this game number one now. So let's go ahead and get re-hyped for game number one of Low Ink February 2022. Let's give this another shot.
Alrighty, game 1.5. Looks like we see a interesting comp coming out on the side of Jelly Squids. They got a Hydra and Orange Zap, as well as the Kensa Octobrush, so hold up, that's a V Hydra.
Yes, it is. I was talking about this just moments ago when they brought it out. I was like, huh, definitely a really interesting pick because nobody really uses this weapon.
Yeah, definitely interesting, especially because it's got that splashdown compared to armor. Like, everyone's all on that armor trade. Oh my goodness! Just as I'm saying that, the splashdown makes quick work of Illumineye. They try and get the flank off, but fall victim to that splashdown. And Jelly Squids are marching all the way down to the pedestal here. NATO leading the way with that pop, the hammer, and wow, very quickly, a slam dunk onto that pedestal. Crazy.
Yeah, and it looked like the splatter scope ended up DCing there again.
Oh, no.
So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to replay this as they had already used the replay. So it just stings when you're in a situation like that. You know, you have to disconnect. It seemed like they were also the last player to be able to get back into the lobby. So, you know, just having that there's just an initial connection issue, it seems. So it looks like we're going to possibly be trading out players entirely now. So hopefully this works out a little bit better for Illumineye. But yeah, it just really sucks when you have to start out a set that way with a, you know, quick knockout out of a DC.
Yeah,
not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I think that player, Asa, had been dealing with some connection problems, and I thought they had them resolved, but unfortunately does not seem to be cooperating this morning. So we're going to get Radish in instead. Radish going to be on some support weapon, Junior, Enzap, something of that sort. As we head into Game 2 on Tower Control, Schellendorf. Very interesting map here. I think this is like a pretty different dynamic from the Manta Maria kind of Rainmaker game. The tower starts off just by moving away from the enemy base. So long-range weapons may end up being pretty good here.
And as they, you know, work in Schellendorf Institute, I mean, long range is, you know, play for this map, no matter the mode, really. Just being able to have that perspective from the glass to get really anybody below you with something like a Charger or a Jet Squelcher or a Splatling. You know, it's just one of those things that you sort of, you know, typically run in this map. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to come out here, if the V Hydra is going to be sticking around. Interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a great map for Hydra in general. But as for like what Hydra is going to come out, I guess that remains to be seen. If the player on Jelly Squids is indeed a Hydra main, Mark. Yeah, Mark going over to that custom Hydra for the armor. That's going to be a very nice thing on tower control. And we do see Radish on the orange zap instead of armor, as I expected here. But nonetheless, both teams are going to be fighting for mid. Illumineye is going to have to deal with fighting under the glass because they're not going to be able to contest that Hydra in any way.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tall order with trying to deal with that Hydra, but Illumineye is going to be able to get 2 down there. Excellent job, making 3 down, and now they're going to chase down that Hydra and get that delayed wipe. So a huge opening push here from Illumineye as they're going to get through that first checkpoint with no problem whatsoever. And they are putting huge points on the board.
Oh yeah, NATO coming in for the big flank around the left side. They keep chasing down members of Illumineye. They were unable to get any initially. That Inkjet's going to be able to get 1 pick, but on the recall, Snow is camping that. They get 1 pick. They're unable to get the second just yet, and 2v2 trade's going to go off, and that's going to stall the push here as the tower made its way to 55, not quite to that second checkpoint.
Yeah, and, you know, this push is still really kind of going, just really slowly as they're, you know, trading a little bit left and right here. Finally going to be inching their way all the way to that second checkpoint, but nobody going to be able to hang out on that tower. Missile's coming up to try to displace this Hydra, but it only does so for just a moment there. And really, at this point, they're just kind of hopping off the tower, doing the best they can, able to force through that second checkpoint, which is going to be huge as we progress through the rest of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. That second checkpoint's going to be where the tower sits and lets the Hydra or Charger, any backline, just kind of get a few pot shots at it and stop it. But now without any checkpoints to stop it, just a single push here could just run the tower all the way to the other side.
Yeah, it really can. So now we do see a slight numbers advantage in favor of Illumineye, who is playing like an entirely different team here, which I guess, is going to happen when you are allowed to play with all 4 members.
I suppose so, but yeah, you can kind of see the difference in the playstyle here. We have the Hydra, the backline comp coming out from Jelly Squids, and the no backline, more aggressive comp coming out from Illumineye here, and they've just kind of been swarming under this middle area and not letting Jelly Squids have any time to rest. NATO's going to be able to hop into this tower, get a nice pick, nice double, and that's going to slow the tower down because they're going to be holding behind it. And a very nice shutdown on that push. Lappy's going to jump out, and yeah, overall, nice restabilization there from Jelly Squids, but they've got a lot of work ahead of them, especially like when you have a Hydra. The main problem you're going to run into is being aggressive with that comp. Hydra is made to be a defensive wall, and it's going to be difficult to move forward with that. Oh no!
Oh no, they do still get the wipe though, so just going to be down a member here, but still going to be very quick to jump back in, and this push is once again back on, as they're going to be itching this tower towards that second checkpoint where they had left. But once again, we see 3 down on the side of Jelly Squids with the Hydra, the last person standing. They're going to be playing from behind the tower a little bit here, in a great spot actually to get a perspective of it, and able to get 2 there. So this push is going to stall at 17 remaining as NATO going to hop back on that tower and try to get this to reset.
Oh my god, I mean, you see the map. Jay and Snow are on the enemy side of the map in their spawn, and they're going to try, Jelly Squids is going to try and get this tower going in early armor and an early inkjet, unable to find any picks. The T-Tech up top is going to be the one on top, this time. So, still, all this blue in the middle of the map. Jelly Squid is unable to get any ground here, and I think, you can kind of see a little bit of the paint lacking on their side. Hydra doesn't paint too much. The brush isn't going to paint all too much, especially when they're being more aggressive, and they're just having such a hard time controlling this middle area. The jet from below is going to be extremely awkward as well. They're going to end up having to move a lot before they get a pick. They get 1, but they recall down towards mid. But actually, this is looking like the start of something for Jelly Squids here. They get 2 down on Illumineye, and the tower is starting to move to this corner here as the Hydra leads the way on the tower.
Yeah, and that armor coming out as well, which is going to be huge to allow them to almost force this checkpoint. But of course, as I say that, they do go 2 down. It is going to be only the Hydra that's left to defend this tower. With 5 seconds to play, NATO going to be trying to make a hero play here, but gets the trade instead. So Illumineye will be taking game number 2.
Yeah, overall, a really strong showing from Illumineye, not biased. They swarmed over that tower in the middle of the map and just barely gave up control at all. Let's go. Snow with that C+ tower control rank. We love to see it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's always entertaining to see when you have these competitive players and there's just that one ranked mode they refuse to play.
Well, they play it in scrims, it seems like. So... They're getting the practice they need. As we're going to be moving to Clam Blitz, Inkblot Academy, so a zonesless set here. And
yes.
Yeah, same team comps coming down on both sides and no substitutions. What do you think about this map, DRF?
Well, with Inkblot Clam Blitz, it's really interesting to see how, I guess, teams approach this, because every team kind of has a different way of going about it. Sometimes you have the teams that are like, hey, let's utilize lots of bubbles, and we're going to go ahead and just push, the shortest route from mid to the basket. And then you have other teams that are like, hey, we're just going to send someone in to go behind the basket, we'll all jump in. So everybody kind of has a different strategy here for how they, prefer to score and, push it as a team. So the question is now going to be, well, how do these teams expect the other to push, and can they defend against it?
Yeah, like you said, the kind of two modes of pushing in here are those stairs directly in front of the basket, and then far towards the left side, pushing like across the plat. And overall, those stairs can be pretty deadly. They're difficult to get up, especially if the enemy team's actively painting under it. You might see like a push with bubbles or something coming through there. That could be a means of like getting in, but we're going to be seeing very similar things on both sides, switching to the vanilla Octobrush and the N-Zap for NATO and Angelic over on Jelly Squids, and basically I think that's exactly the same comp coming out from Illumineye.
I believe so. So not any drastic changes here, but just a couple of minor adjustments. So going to be quickly seeing a little bit of a skirmish here in mid, as both teams are just trying to get a little bit of map control, put some clams in their pocket, and get geared up for an initial push. Illumineye with 19 clams to work with, so they're looking to be ready to push pretty soon if they could just get a couple picks there, and there are those couple of picks that they needed.
Yeah, big picks, but NATO coming in and actually shutting it down. They killed members who were holding over 10 clams, and that's going to slow down the push a ton. Illumineye's got a power clam, but with the member disadvantage, they're going to have to hold back a bit. The missiles is going to come out and hopefully start to push over here. They're going to need to back up members of Jelly Squids because that Hydra is just going to be constantly firing through the stairs there. They do get one pick. 2 power clams come in. Lappy coming in to try and get a pick. This Hydra just keeps shutting down the push though. Nearly 50 points on the board, but this Hydra has done so much work in stopping the push. They got 3+ members there, I think, and set up those mines, which helped clear out the plat. So, very nice play. It's going to let them stabilize, as Jelly Squids has nearly 20 clams on the board for a counter push, potentially.
Yeah, but 51 remaining is not too bad for a first push in the first minute and a half. So, but now the question is, can they defend against this? Because they do go 2 down. So Jelly Squid's going to be in a position now to make a push of their own, as Illumineye, doing a great job here of just having this 2-person front and pushing Jelly Squids all the way back to their spawn.
Crazy. You can kind of see how they're positioning around the Hydra, actually. The Hydra tends to, like, when the Hydra was up in the attic, they were positioning on the opposite side just to try and give them the least leeway possible. They're doing their best not to feed. A power claim comes in, brings the score down to 32. Snow's going to get out of there just in time, so safe push, an extra 20-some points on the board, and back to a more or less neutral state. You can see that Hydra constantly has that power clam on the board, which is going to give them that passive special charge for the ink armor. The Jet's going to come out here, but 9 clams on the ink jet can be a little bit awkward if they don't get a pick here. They do have the 9 clams, but it's going to recall directly into a jump, and they're going to lose all of those clams, and that's going to spell the end of this potential push for Jelly Squid. They had so many clams, but jetting with those clams means basically they're all offline for another 10 seconds. So, just a little bit of awkward mistiming there, but nonetheless, the Hydra is still positioned very aggressively here on that left side. Lappy's going to get a pick. The Hydra is also going to go down, and overall, these pushes just consistently are being shut down so quickly by Illumineye.
Yeah, I mean, Illumineye doing a fantastic job, and I'm sure that you're very much pleased by that. So, I mean, they're just continuing to just bring this aggression. Anytime there's a numbers disadvantage, the remaining players are able to just hold a, fortifying defensive front, not letting any members of Jelly Squids through as they wait for their teammates to respawn. And Jelly Squid just having a hard time figuring out how to break through this, even with a numbers advantage.
Yeah, man, they're really having a hard time controlling this middle area. It feels like the Hydra wants to push forward, and that's kind of like their win condition. So in order to push, they need to move that Hydra forward, but they're having such a hard time with all these bumps and stuff on the map. Another power clam coming in for Illumineye. That's going to put a open the basket, but that's not going to get any extra points. So if Jelly Squids, they do pick up that power clam. They potentially have 2 power clams for this next push here, and they could get something started. The brush is down, so they're going to have to win a 3v4 or 3v3 situation here, they're going to need to move fast. Only 30 seconds left on the board, and this Pro and Brush are going to have to try and team up in order to clear out members. Some very big picks over on that left side, I think, by the K Pro. 2 down, the Brush is rushing onto the plat, the Inkjet's going to come out. They're pushing members of Illumineye back into that corner. The Booyah's going to come out. No power clam just yet. Diamond's going to be able to make one. 5 clams on the board for Jelly Squids. They're going to be rushing him with the power clam. They try and jump in with the power and are unable to get it in, and that's going to be a full wipe. And Illumineye is going to hang on to a last-second situation against Jelly Squids.
Yes, and that is the set in favor of Illumineye as they take this 2-1 after an unfortunate disconnect in game number 1. So they came back very, very strong there, and, you know, took this set pretty handedly.
They definitely did. I think Jelly Squids had a lot going for them as well, and it just felt like the way they pushed in was perhaps a little bit like separated. I feel like most of the time they kind of ended up either moving in with like the backline first, or say like Brush and K-Pro pushed in a little bit separately. But overall, definitely signs of life. And I think they're going to still make a splash in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I think both these teams, you know, could be pretty strong contenders in this day 1. But we'll just have to see how that shakes out because there are still 5 more rounds of action today. So I think we are going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. So congrats to Illumineye for winning that round 1 set, 2-1. More low wing action coming shortly. You do not want to miss it.
Trying to stop this before they end up getting the lead. And what? Hayden wins the clean. And now
That is the last man alive! And they reset it! This is amazing! Wow! 20 seconds left to go now! Like they're losing the entire time anyway, so it's not like they gotta change anything. And now they're taking the Rainmaker. They're trying to get leave. Toxic Mist coming out at the perfect time.
Jumps come in, and this hammer tries to stay alive for as long as possible. The Sploosh is trying to keep this Rainmaker from popping. They end up getting 3 down. They take the Rainmaker! I can't believe what lead. They're going to shove it forward at least, and that's going to be 2 down.
It's not fair. Okay, they know where Link is. Man, the Rainmaker reset, and we're like, who cares? Oh, they're still going for it? Bruh!
This is the FLC school pushing the Rainmaker. You've seen here come the missiles, able to find people, scout it out, using this Rainmaker shot as cover. And brings in the rest of AD behind him. They're going for it. They're trying to take it. They're perfect. But the hammer gets 3. The Sploosh stays alive. Kate is still up.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't. I'm about to say you can't. Slowing down this push.
AD is finding something. AD is using their Tri-Slosher, using this Discharger to find something. They end up getting that 20 push. Finally, Ray comes out and takes people down, but they still have the Rainmaker to pick up. They still picked it up. They dunked it, even though the Ray was right on his face. What?
Well,
Welcome back, everybody, to Low Ink. We are here in round number 2, and we have another fantastic matchup for you all. We got CocoWoomy and their opponent being...
Sommerzeituhrenumstellung.
Alright, so hopefully that actually played. We've been trying to figure out exactly how to pronounce this here. But Inkfair went ahead and played that translate for you all. But I also said I was going to give it a shot. But I believe it is Sommerzeituhrenumstellung, which translates to summertime, summertime clock change. So we might be referring to this team as a number of different things, as we hopefully do not completely fumble over this name. Fusion.
DRF revealed their weakness and said, "Oh no, please don't cast this team. How do you pronounce their name?" And lo and behold, our Lord and Savior JPEG delivered.
Yes, JPEG, I guess, just played my own trap card against me here. It was like, that's a funny name. It'd be a shame if you had to say it over and over. So, looks like that's what we'll be doing here, and we're going to be getting this started on Splatzone's Sturgeon Shipyard. Fusion, what is your take on this?
This is a very good map for sloshers, blasters, Explo. This is, yeah, this is a very scrappy kind of zones map. People are going to be fighting over that middle area very hard, and it's also relatively difficult to get back in against, especially if your team has some long range, because you end up having to drop into that pit to get closer to the zone. But we'll see what both teams deliver here. Not sure what to expect here from either team as we hop into Sturgeon Shipyard. And what do we have? We got Mini and 2 rollers. Dynamo, love to see it. This is going to be a good Dynamo map for sure. That arc in the middle is going to fit it pretty well. We see rollers on both sides, actually. Both the vanilla rollers, so curling and splashdown. And that's the Kensa Dynamo as well. So really interesting to see what these teams are going to do, because they've both got plenty of kill power to deal with these awkward corners and triangles in there.
And they also have a good number of inking weapons as well. Both teams are going to be able to put a lot of paint down on this zone, as well as get the kills like you mentioned. It looks like early favor here is going to be in terms of Sommerzeit, as they are going to be able to get 2 down on the side of CocoWoomy. Gray here looking for a way in, but with 2 of their teammates down, going to get shut down by this Booyah Bomb as well. So it's just going to be complete control in this early game for Sommerzeit.
Yeah, things are potentially looking up. Yes, Evelyn does get a very nice smack in the face with that Dynamo. Dynamo on that spinner is a very strong position. They get the 1 pick. It's a very safe spot too. Unfortunately, it rolls down, so they're going to have to relocate. But CocoWoomy doing a good job using the power of both of those rollers to clear out close range spaces here. To clear out that left side. That Junior's in an awkward spot. They do end up jumping out. Only person left is Nino on Sommerzeit. And yeah, they're going to try and booyah the zone, but without the team to back them up, I feel like they're not going to get too much leverage on this. The booyah's just kind of got to go off and not do too much. Charlie trying to make their way, and that armor comes in at a very good time. They are able to get the trade, but unfortunately, trading when you're trying to recap the zone is not quite enough. And pushing in against these 2 rollers is definitely going to be tricky, but the splashdown comes out of nowhere.
But they still aren't able to cap this zone, and finally able to do it after getting that 3rd pick. So it is going to be the lead exchanging into CocoWoomy's favor, but Sommerzeit is still in this now as they have regained control and are quickly working their way through this penalty. It looks like Odd is going to be pushing up big time here and just trying to make this really difficult for CocoWoomy to get back into it. It looks like there was a trade there as well, so with this penalty essentially gone now, St. K gonna try to make a move in the zone, but I'm not able to do so. Lead back in favor of Sommerzeit as they get this 1-point lead, struggling to hold on here, but this roller gonna try to make something happen here. That's a wipe! A huge wipe there on the side of CocoWoomy. So it looks like Sommerzeituhrenumstellung might be able to just start to run away with this here, barring a last-second miracle push.
Yeah, we kind of saw members of CocoWoomy got stuck in that corner there, and Odd was able to take out 2. That splashdown's going to seal away the game. Splashdown took back the zone, and the splashdown is going to finish it off as well. Really nice play there. And a very strong first game, kind of highlighting the power of that roller.
Wow, just a crazy back and forth game. I mean, obviously it still ended up in a knockout, so we did get to see this go to full 5 minutes, but it was just crazy back and forth for the little time that we did have on Splatoon Sturgeon. And like you had mentioned it before the set, this is just one of those map modes where it's really hard to come back from, but we did see both teams come back a time or two there, but ultimately CocoWoomy finally just got completely locked out and just were not able to get back in time.
Yeah, we definitely saw the kind of lockout potential that I mentioned, and we're going to be seeing a different kind of dynamic here as we head over to Rainmaker on Mako Mart. This is definitely going to be a much kind of faster paced back and forth kind of situation here. Not too many places to lock the enemy team out, but there are potential ways if you can wipe the enemy team to get a very quick push in through that right side. So we're gonna probably see a battle of who can make the biggest plays the fastest on this one.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. It's definitely going to be a lot faster pace, and if you are able to get that wipe, that really is, I guess, that the really only real opportunity to push through that right side, because otherwise you're going to see a lot of teams, I think, go up onto the box on the left side, make the little jump across, play it a little bit more slow and careful where you have some more control over, you know, how you kind of take your fights. So, you know, gonna be interesting to see how this one kind of shakes out here. I mean, it is Mako Mart. It's the map where everything kind of goes. There really isn't a bad choice in weapon composition here, except maybe for GooTubers.
Wow. GooTuber slander. I will not tolerate this. There are no bad weapons, only bad player. That's a quote from Sun Tzu in Art of War, by the way. We do not see we do see the Dynamo here. Dynamo on Rainmaker is definitely an interesting pick, especially without a bomb. The roller at least has the bomb to pop going for it, but the Dynamo potentially has a very hard time popping zone. But as I say this, Sommerzeituhrenumstellung with a very quick play here. They take out 3 members. They're going to clear out that right side. K-Shot's going to be pushing it on the right. The roller is going to drop in, but not able to get a pick. And Snowbro is going to stay alive there. This Rainmaker finding themselves in an awkward position where they want to go right, but they can't really. Ray holding down this ground here. And yeah, the Rainmaker finally decides, let's go take it the other direction. That seems a little bit better, but it's a little too late as the missiles and the CocoWoomy roller, what is that, Melody, is going to be able to shut down that push for good there. A little bit too long on the stall, a little bit too indecisive, and that's going to give CocoWoomy a really good chance to come back with this middle push here.
Yeah, excellent job of stopping that push when they did. Now it's going to be Sommerzeituhrenumstellung that is trying to get back control here, but it looks like they're going to let this Rainmaker get away. Oh, no. And they are still pushing this, but Rainmaker is going to be shooting behind them as they trek backwards towards the pedestal. A huge push there. 9 points remaining. And Sommerzeituhrenumstellung really paid for that one there. They were kind of pushing way far up, and that just opened a lane for the Rainmaker to push all the way through. And just fantastic work there with the Rainmaker to just continuously shoot behind them and use a little bit of that knockback to their advantage. I mean, just, that was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Melody was the one who shut down that push, shut down the push in the first place, and then to just grab the Rainmaker and make a mad dash for it, using, again, that knockback really well to slow down that push. Just a really great play overall. The double rollers trading, and that's finally going to stop the push here from Sommerzeituhrenumstellung, as they still are at 60. They're going to need a big push in order to come back with this, and CocoWoomy kind of just needs to play defense, control that middle middle of the map from now on. As long as they're careful, they're not going to let a push through this left side here. So I think the probably best chance that Sommerzeit's going to have is trying to take it the other direction through that left. Oh, but what a Rainmaker pop, or that was a splat bomb. Interesting. Getting a kill right over that edge, but overall, still in a pretty neutral position.
Yeah, so this Rainmaker is going to reset here, and both these teams are going to kind of reestablish position in mid. It looks like Sommerzeit once again just kind of overextending. I think that they're starting to panic a little bit, it seems, because they're being a lot more careless than they were in that first game. You know, stretching out when they don't really need to, and just, you know, kind of taking a little bit of fights that, you know, just don't need to happen right now. It seems like they finally do get 2 down, but they are going to end up letting this Rainmaker reset. No, Nino with that last second grab there. But once again, you're kind of wondering, was that necessarily the right play? Because the roll is just going to shut this down very quickly, and it's just they continue to have this numbers advantage, but aren't able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, we can see Charlie doing exactly the right thing here. I was going to say, if this push is going to go anywhere, we need to have some people pushed in front of the Rainmaker. You saw members of CocoWoomy, the Dynamo, sitting up in that top right, and you see members sitting like over in this middle here, the top left too. If the Rainmaker's going to try and push by themselves, they're not going to make it anywhere. Charlie trying to do the best they can to shut things down. They're unable to get the pick on the Rainmaker though, as other members of Sommerzeit go down, and CocoWoomy's just going to try and make a push over on this side. Unfortunately, caught by their teammates' missiles, and that's going to stop this push, but CocoWoomy does not need to push it any further. Just keeping it in mid is more than enough for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is just in an all-right position for them. This is something that they could just work with for now. But they do go 2 down. Evelyn going to be pushed into the corner here. Going to struggle to get out, and unfortunately going to get shut down finally. So now this Rainmaker going to be grabbed once again right before resetting by Charlie. And it looks like they are going to try to take this to that left side with 30 seconds to play. 2 down on the side of CocoWoomy, making a 2v2 now. The roller coming in at another, coming in with another clutch play there to stop that Rainmaker push. And with 3 down on the side of Sommerzeit, and 20 seconds to play, this might just be it. CocoWoomy doesn't need to pop this. They just need to maintain this barrier here. But Sommerzeit gonna actually, you know, force pop this. And with 2 down, they might actually get one last play here.
They have one more shot here, but the Dynamo's still just chilling up in that top left area. You can kind of see them going there. Odd tries to make a play. They're able to get a trade, but is that going to be enough? It's a 2v2 situation, and the Rainmaker is going to be taken out. We definitely saw a good attempt there, but unfortunately, a lot of the short range on Sommerzeit there was unable to make things happen. You can kind of see multiple times when the Rainmaker tried to push, the roller on CocoWoomy just went through the rail. It jumped into the rail and they just dropped on the Rainmaker. Because what can challenge the rail when you're a team of like 4 weapons with shorter range than T-Tech? Like, the Dynamo at least can contest when you're trying to push on the other side, but without something to deal with someone sitting in the rail, it can be pretty tricky. The missiles were a potential way to deal with that, but they were unable to get it going at exactly the right time as the push came out.
Yeah, I mean, and I just want to give a shout out to Odd there real quick. Odd had a 20-piece in that game.
Yeah, I saw. Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, not too often you put together a 20-piece at a tournament and unfortunately take the L. But, I mean, CocoWoomy, that... I honestly have never really seen a Rainmaker play like that. I'm still just like replaying that one in my head because that was crazy. To, you know, have that little window of opportunity open in that right aisle, just slip on through, and then utilize the Rainmaker's knockback to help you push up that ramp. Like, come on, like that is crazy. Like you do not see that very often. But that was just such a insane heads-up play.
Yeah, that is some big brain Rainmaker stuff that I think people definitely need to utilize more. When you're out of ink, you're the only one with the Rainmaker, just turn around, pretend you're like, I don't know, Link in Ocarina of Time or something, and you somehow move faster walking backwards than forwards. It's weird, but it works. You knock yourself backwards, you just keep shooting. Because, I mean, I guess you're kind of like, are getting off the ground when you use it. It's an interesting mechanic of Rainmaker.
All right, so we're going to be heading into game number 3. The set tied at 1 apiece. All will be settled on Tower Control the Reef. Let's take a look at what these teams are bringing out for us.
We see some very similar stuff coming out on the side of CocoWoomy, but we actually see the Vanilla Jet Squelcher coming out from Snowbro on the other side, as well as the K-Pro. So the Booyah Bomb to potentially stop tower, and of course that constant barrage of missiles coming out from the Jet Squelcher. That's going to be something that could help them deal with like that potential range problem that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, definitely I think will be the case here. It looks like it is going to be Sommerzeit that does get early control of this bridge, and this bridge is just such a key position to be holding for really any mode on the Reef. I suppose tower control might, be where the bridge has least importance, because once you kind of get that tower away from the bridge, you're going to be seeing the teams, not play that position as much. But still a key position nonetheless in this early game especially.
Oh yeah, I mean the bridge is a good position if only for the ability to move to different places. When you're on the bridge, you could drop left to protect the tower. You can move into the street to take out an enemy. Especially if you have range, it can be a very good position. CocoWoomy off to a really good start here as they take out. They actually got a full wipe. They're a little bit slow to get the tower there, but Charlie showing what the bridge is capable of. There was nobody in CocoWoomy guarding that bridge. Charlie just took a very nice stroll over that bridge and took out members of the tower and shut down that entire push. And now Sommerzeit's going to have a shot to regain control of mid here. This Booyah Bomb's unable to find a pick. They start moving the tower, but look at that again. The bridge was left alone. Now it's Gray this time coming over the bridge to shut down the push on the tower. Evelyn takes it back. And you can kind of see exactly like what you said. The bridge is such an important position on this map. Just because you can go anywhere with that bridge.
You really can, and CocoWoomy just showing how important it is. I mean, like I said, once you kind of get to that second checkpoint, it's not as important anymore, but you need to get there in the first place. Someone's like right now leaving that bridge completely uncontested as they try to break through the first checkpoint, and they just really cannot afford that right now. So they do get 2 down there on the side of CocoWoomy, so it seems like they're finally going to be able to start working towards that first checkpoint, but Nino is going to drop from that bridge and leave it open once again, leaving an opportunity for CocoWoomy to, possibly come through there, but it seems like they have now kind of established that they're going to be trying to play that right-hand side now as they approach this second checkpoint.
Yeah, we saw some nice kind of like rotation from the team there. One of the members went to the bridge as soon as the other left. Evelyn gets a very nice pick of that Dynamo. Dynamo on the bridge, going to be able to rain paint down all over the map. This Booyah Bomb's going to attack the bridge. Evelyn's not going to get caught by it. Very nice play. They're going to counter Booyah themselves, and that puts members of Sommerzeit in a very awkward position there in that middle area there. And again, the game kind of returned to a very neutral state here. Overall, the team just constantly fighting for this bridge area. Neither team has gotten past that second checkpoint, though. That second checkpoint is going to be the biggest brick wall on this map. In order to take that, you're going to need to have members in front of the tower pushing from like that left alley there, as well as in the middle. The tower is starting to move for Sommerzeit. 2 members of CocoWoomy going down. Evelyn finding themselves in a bit of an awkward position on the opposite side of the map as the tower. They're going to try and run in, but they do their best to get a pick, but are unable to do anything. The tower rolls in. It's Charlie, I think. Anyways, Gray trying to do their best to stop Charlie there, but they're able to get a very nice pick. And another missile is going to be coming out as the tower rolls into the final checkpoint. Charlie, yet another pick, trying to get onto this tower as it continues to roll forward. And Nino trying to push forward or do their best they can to clear out space. And overall, Sommerzeit has such a strong push going here. They've got the mist on the tower. CocoWoomy's having a hard time getting back in, and they're going to need to act fast. They do get 2 members down. The tower has a long way to go before it rolls back towards the middle of the map, though.
Yeah, at this point, it's CocoWoomy that's going to have to take this coast to coast. with 40 seconds to play. Definitely doable. They have a time to work with. It's not a lot, but the time is there. They're going to already push this all the way through that where that first checkpoint was, and they're going to be able to put some more points on the board. Missiles coming out now. Booyah Bomb coming out as well, but the Booyah Bomb gets shut down! A huge play there on the side of Sommerzeit. And now it's going to be a 2-down situation. Both rollers down on the side of CocoWoomy. 10 seconds to play. This is going to be their last-ditch effort here as they try to get back onto this tower. Evelyn going to get on the tower, but the Booyah Bomb going to come out and let Odd get on the tower. Sommerzeit is going to win the set 2-1.
Yeah, very nice push. We saw that push where they made it to like 20. That was a very strong kind of coordinated effort there. We saw them push over into the street, leading the way for the tower. Charlie popped off and just kind of cleared the way. It's overall, I mean, that set was a battle of the rollers, but nonetheless, weapons of all kinds were popping off in that final game. So very nicely played to both sides. They both showed very strong moments there. Some nice back and forth games.
Yeah, a lot of really nice back and forth games there. But ultimately it is Sommerzeit that takes the 2-1 victory over CocoWoomy. Just phenomenal set between these two teams. I mean, that was just one to remember in my opinion. So that is going to conclude round number 2 though. I think we're going to go ahead and take a very short break as we prepare for round 3. A lot more low ink action ahead. You do not want to miss it. Stay tuned.
But the rest of the players for Lois are 13 remaining. They don't have any clams just yet, but Link is just destroying everybody. And that's going to cause enough time for the rest of the players to get up those clams. Can they keep this basket open? They do, but then they don't? Nintendo? Excuse me.
No,
that's denied in the nightmare right here and come back in overtime. Lois desperately trying to hold on. Saucy Boy has the missiles to work with, but they're running out of time. Overtime started with the basket open. Hayden going in, ready to splash down, not getting any splash. Access denied, running right through. Time runs out. Time runs out. They had it, but just didn't have enough time to haunt them here. Look, only about 5 penalty points remaining. And there comes K around the right side. Are they going to be able to get the zone right back? It stalls. Nobody has been splatted just yet. It's a back and forth for the entire game. 2 players going down from Lois, 2 going down for Inkling now. And somehow, what a finish. Inkling wins game 1.
They're trying so hard to stop this.
That's another wipe.
That's gonna be KO.
That's 2 wipes. That's 2 wipes in a row. That's KO. Yeah. That is a certified Rainmaker moment.
It
to
really
end
is.
our set.
Let's just put a stamp on that and be like Rainmaker stamped, filed.
Be a tight spot for Shiver Me, and 2 go down. They can pop this. They got the missiles, and there's 3 down on the side of Shiver Me. They just need to pop the Rainmaker. This could be it for Access Denied. They need to just get past that bomb. They need to get past that little bit of ink.
They still got a long way to go, though. But can they slip around? They do! They get lead! 1 point remaining on
A missile, another missile kill ends up going down. Nether's not going to be able to fend off everyone, has to back up a little bit, and is going to leave another lowest player to die. That's 30 seconds left on the clock, and not a lot of special points, nor a lot of man advantage on the side of lowest. But wait! Use some great plays! Ends up going down to the propeller ink. It's only Gigas. 20 seconds left, and they're going to shove it forward at least, and that's going to be 2 down.
This is not fair. Okay, they know where Link is. Man, the Rainmaker reset, and we're like, who cares? Oh, they're still going for it? Bruh!
This is the FLC school pushing the Rainmaker. You've seen Tina do.
Down on the side of Shiver, so even though this one zone is taken, it's going to get neutralized again. And those penalty points are almost gone.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, they are hanging on.
This is tight.
They are painting the zone like their life depends on it. 2 seconds.
It's 3 down. They got
there
this.
We go.
They got that lead.
Opponent capitalize. You cannot let them cap. And Gaiga struggling here on the side here with the sponge really low here. A 4v4 situation. But oh, a nice flank there. And Gaiga's going to find the pick, leaving a 4v3 situation in their favor. 10 picks left for lead. And Gaiga's finding another pick. Missiles coming online. This zone, another pick is finally going to go back to Inkling. Now a 4v1 situation.
My goodness, but look at Low Iron playing from behind the Rainmaker. They have all missiles on them though, so they're gonna have to back up. They can't pick up this Rainmaker, unfortunately, but here it is. They're gonna be trying to get a lot of ink on the ground, but no, it's gonna be Van Dulce that manages to pick up the Rainmaker and drop it into mid, and they're running away, and this game is over. It's Squids.
Call down and go down to Kizhaz as a 4v1 situation and aggression comes out from Lois. You know, a game can end in this one push.
It can, and as soon as they round that corner, that's where damage is going to be done with a hammer escort as well. And they're not done. Gobble, gobble, gobble. It's like Pac-Man up there. That is your wipe. Goodbye.
Wow.
Game 3. Did you blink?
Here come the missiles, able to find people, scout it out, using this Rainmaker shot as cover. Two, and brings in the rest of AD behind him. They're going for it. They're trying to take it from their own cover pick. But the hammer gets free. The sploosh stays alive. Kate is still up.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't. I was about to say, you can't.
They are.
This is
What a
exactly
push.
what we want to see. What a push indeed we've got, though. We've got that double coming out, and now with that 3 down coming on to Lois, they put all of their energy into that, and now we're going to be seeing overkill. We are not going to be seeing overkill.
I was like,
A tight spot for Shiver Me, and 2 go down. They can pop this. They've got the missiles, and there's 3 down on the side of Shiver Me. They just need to pop the Rainmaker. This could be it for Access Denied. They need to just get past that bomb. They need to get past that little bit of ink.
They still got a long way to go, though. But can they slip around? They do! They get lead! 1 point remaining on the...
Hello everybody. Welcome back to Low Ink February 2022. My name is Fusion, I'm joined by DRF, and we're hopping into round 3, where we're going to be seeing Ewfish versus Marine Melody. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting match, because I'm not familiar with any of these players, and you said you're not familiar with them either, are you, DRF?
I feel like I might have seen the name Marine Melody at some point, but otherwise not too familiar with either of these teams. So yeah, it's going to be interesting just for the, from the sole perspective that we aren't sure what to expect here. I mean, some of you in the chat might be familiar with either of these teams. So hopefully, you're still going to have a team to root for here, even if, we're going to be learning a little bit about them ourselves. Right. And also going to give a quick shout out to Miles Foxling for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much for supporting IPL. Your gift here is greatly appreciated, and we'll just continue to help IPL run amazing tournaments like Low Ink and this stream. Thank you so much. But we're going to go ahead and get ready for this game number 1. These teams still trying to figure out, what they're going to do here. But game 1's going to be on Clamblitz Humpback Hump Track. Fusion, what is your take on this?
This is definitely an interesting map. The places clams spawn here is very weird. It's not exactly what you'd expect. Yeah, like the positions claim spawn are a lot of them are in the pit. The pits on the left and right sides of the map. So a lot of the times when teams push, they don't have all that many power clams in general, because they're not really in your path to, just going about your day. But nonetheless, I think this is definitely still a pretty dang interesting map, because you're going to have to either force pushes through that middle area. So we'll be seeing very kind of high density, high intensity pushes through that middle.
Alright, so taking a look at what these teams are bringing out here, relatively diverse weapon pool here, as we are going to be seeing Enza K Pro Mini. So, a good amount of, slaying and inking weapons on the side of Marine Melody. And my beloved Tri-Slosher coming out on the side of Ewfish. Tri-Slosher just fantastic on this map in general. So, great pick there. Along with that Flatling Remix and the Kensa Dynamo. So, we're going to be seeing quite a few Booyah Bombs going into these pushes as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can already kind of see the way the Tri-Slosher's playing around that middle, sloshing over that the little bump, and that's going to be doing a lot of work, pressuring that left side. They are able to get some clams in the pit, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. The Booyah Bomb's going to push towards that left side. Unfortunately, they don't have a power clam ready at this time, so that's not going to do too much immediately, but still, nonetheless, that's not Marine Melody, that's Ewfish. Ewfish is really just been kind of controlling this whole middle area, and so they've had all the clams. They get to push all the way down to 65 to start, or sorry, 65 to start, and that's a very strong position here. They're able to get a bunch of points without giving up too much space in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job there of, kind of converting that map control into a push, but it looks like Marine Melody is going to be able to answer right back. Unfortunately, going to go 3 down there, so that Mini going to back up and try to, play a little bit of defense, as this could be a quick conversion for Ewfish.
Yeah, indeed. Still, again, back to a more neutral state. They were Marine Melody wasn't quite able to get enough clams to break that tie there, so they're going to find themselves on the back foot again, as armor does come out on the side of Ewfish. They're able to get one quick pick on Marine Melody. They're pushed back into their base. They need to find a way to do something. They're just kind of just stalling over on this left side here. They find themselves marked. The action's going on in the middle of the map instead, and it looks like Ewfish is going to be able to get another power clam, and they do not actually. They don't get the power clam in time, and that's going to mean they go 2 or 3 down, and the counter push from Ewfish seems inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, at least it seemed like it for a moment there. But these numbers definitely evening out right now. Members from both teams coming out of spawn. Just gonna everyone kind of have to reestablish position here. Lots of picks going back and forth. Neither team having, a real strong control of mid here. At least not yet, as Marine Melody is going to have a power climb on their side. Going to have to play a little bit conservative with that because that is essentially a 3-point sensor there, allowing the other team to see exactly where you are. So they're going to play a little bit back and wait for their teammates to get a couple of picks before charging on in. But of course, as I say that, the end zap is going to be going down on the side of Marine Melody. 2 specials online for each team. Missile's going to be coming out now. Will Ewfish respond? Looks like they're going to be popping that first Booyah Bomb. Not going to be able to hit anything though, as both these teams now down 1 member each and just slowly working their way back towards mid.
Yeah, we kind of saw the Tri-Slosher over there on Ewfish push in, get a trade, unable to get the full pick themselves, and that kind of means the rest of the team, Ewfish, who backed off at that point, wasn't going to be able to really continue the push even if they got some damage there. Soda just relentlessly shooting at that Booyah Bomb, not giving them any space at all to deal with that, as it does pop the Booyah Bomb, but Zukrazaver on that Dynamo going to be continuously swinging and clearing out that middle area. They've been just kind of consistently painting and consistently creating space in this middle here, and you can kind of see what that's been doing for Ewfish. They've had so much space and paint in the middle here. They get 1 clam in, they don't get the second one in. That's kind of scary. They do have the lead, but they do not have the they do not have any clams or any good way to kind of defend themselves here. They're in a bit of a weird position because they just gave Marine Melody the power clam that they need to take the lead easily here. And really all it takes is just a little bit of time, or sorry, just a push to come back, and they gave them the momentum too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they might have. I mean, 10 seconds to play. Anything can still happen here. 1 power climb will get them the lead, and there it is! There is the lead and the jump in as well, but not going to be able to get anything there. It looks like that they will be allotted overtime, though, so 1 opportunity for Ewfish to get this lead back. A power climb will do it, but they are already running out of time. They need to push this power climb from their basket to the opposition's basket. The Booyah Bomb going to be coming in at just the right time. Will they get it in time? Yes! The power climb converts, and Ewfish survives, getting that lead back in overtime to take game number 1.
Wow. Really nice comeback there. We kind of saw the overtime push really coming out. That Booyah Bomb is a very strong tool in that position. You kind of saw them Booyah directly in front of the basket. Booyahing in front of you and having a teammate run through it is a great way to basically give yourself space for a push. Shots from the guns can push through, or can go through the Booyah Bomb, but bombs and other things that consistently would make things difficult do not. So that's a really good way to kind of ensure your team gets that push through. So really nice job there.
Yeah, and the other thing that I thought was really interesting about this game was that the first, what felt like 3.5 minutes, was just not a lot going on. I mean, each team did get a push in, but it was kind of just like this big stalemate in mid. Both teams getting pick for pick. And finally in that last minute there is when both teams decide, now's a great time for, all the clams to start coming out, and both teams getting pushes left and right. I mean, that was crazy back and forth there right in that closing minute. But we're going to be moving on to game number 2, which is going to be Splat Zones on Starfish main stage. This is definitely one of those map mode combos that is competitive viable, but we just don't really see it a whole lot.
Yeah, this map can be definitely interesting. Both teams, it can kind of lead to some awkward stalemate positions where both teams just kind of chill on their side of the zone, they paint, but no one wants to push into the zone, because if you push into the zone and try and get to the other side and you die, then you just died on the zone and painted it for them. It can be very awkward. So what you sometimes see on this map are splatlings. You might see heavy or mini, and people like to push around the left or right sides on the flanks on those grates. and you know the Splatlings having that nice run speed mobility are you know prime candidates for doing that. So we'll see what comes out here. As we head into Starfish on Splat Zones. We do see the double Splatling. The Nautilus, not exactly a great running Splatling, but we've got the remixes on both sides to kind of lock down those positions. So we'll see whether or not those Splatlings like to go for those flanks or whether they're just trying to hold down their side here.
Yeah, no, that definitely a fantastic point there. You know, Splatling definitely not the flanking type of weapon, but on Starfish main stage, definitely viable. As well as, you know, that Tri-Slosher as well just works great in terms of sharking and finding good position behind enemy lines to be able to get some quick picks.
Absolutely. You see Lily here just trying to stall. Overall, Marine Melody's got a very nice start here. Yes, Soda pushing up. Very nice job pushing up into the enemy base. They do get a pick, but they find themselves kind of locked into an awkward position. They do save themselves briefly with the ink check, but that's kind of awkward. They overextend a little bit as the rest of the team does not come through. Those missiles coming out from Marine Melody are going to take out the Splatling. And still, Ewfish trying to fight for the zone here, but they're unable to take it back. They had an opportunity, but it felt like they just didn't take it when they got the pick on the Nautilus.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's definitely a little bit of a struggle here early on as Marine Melody's already bringing the zone all the way down to 30 points remaining. That Tri-Slosher is going to go down as well, which is huge. Make it 2 down on the side of Ewfish. It seemed like they tried to make a last-ditch effort play there when it really wasn't necessary, but now it really is going to be a last-ditch effort as this Splatling is going to get chased down, and this game is just about done. The Jet focused on players behind them, and Marine Melody going to be taking this one pretty handedly and tying the set 1-1.
A very nice play there. We see them. Excuse me. Yeah, we saw Marine Melody really just kind of locking out Ewfish with those Splatlings. Both of those, Nautilus especially, kind of has that laser mid-range presence, and that's really strong on Starfish. Like Nautilus range is pretty much the exact length of the zone or the stage? Yeah, the stage on Starfish, main stage. And yeah, we can kind of see that they were able to kind of just win the poke battle and eventually just get into their faces and keep them out.
Yeah, and just going to give a shout out here to the IPL staff for picking some great matchups so far, because this is our 3rd set in a row that is going to be going into Game 3 tied 1 apiece. So, I mean, 3 decisive Game 3s in a row. You really can't ask for better matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we love to see like intense back and forths, and that's what we've been seeing. We'll see what happens here on the final game of this set as we head to Rainmaker Snapper Canal. This map is enormous. You've got 2 main different directions. One that's like, I don't know, like 10 steps long, and another one that's like 2 miles long, but still both of them are equally good. This is a very interesting kind of dynamic here where you've got the, oh, we just wiped them, go, 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 go. We all hold forward and push straight into their street and get those quick points, or we can go left, which takes us like farther away from them, but it's much harder for them to attack us like while we're pushing. So it's kind of interesting to see what's going to come out here. I don't know if we're going to be seeing those remixes on Rainmaker here. We may see maybe a Stingray Splatling if these two are dedicated Splatling players.
All right, well, let's take a look here. So we, my immediate attention is gravitated towards this foil squeezer weapon that we haven't seen so far today. So definitely an interesting pick with those bubbles. Going to be huge if they decide to just push, straight up mid, because the bubbles are going to be really tricky to try to shoot around as the Rainmaker is going to be moving up.
Shout out to Spectator Cam for giving me a heart attack, as the squeezer nearly fell off the map on the cam, but apparently wasn't actually that close. Anyhow, it looks like Marine Melody is going to be pushing through that middle area, trying to get those quick points. They take it to 49, not able to get it. These bubbles come out. They were getting shredded by the Hydra, but they get insta-popped so quickly. But double cookies on that Tri-Slosher, continuously putting on that pressure. clearing out that push before it gets too bad. 30 points is not that bad, if for either side, honestly, but Ewfish is going to take that here. That's a very nice stop, especially after going 2 down to those bubbles. That's they're going to thank their lucky stars there and really just kind of try and set up for a push of their own. They try and take the Rainmaker out the left side. I'm not exactly sure about this. It can be a little bit tricky to get down, especially you're telling the entire enemy team because your position's like available. Oh, I'm going this way, please come and camp me. And yeah, like you can see the Dynamo's still stuck in the snipe. They have not left there since they picked up the Rainmaker. And they could probably just drop and go left at this point. But the longer you wait up there, the more time you give for the enemy team to come back. And Illis on that foil squeezer, making big plays with those bubbles, getting another pick. And look at that, the Rainmaker is dead in the snipe. So if Marine Melody can get on their feet, they can potentially get there in time. Finally, the Rainmaker drops, and it looks like Ewfish is going to be setting up for a push onto this left side here. A nice and slow push here, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, Ewfish really got out lucky there. It seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication going on, but now they are making headway on this left side of the map, slowly getting points on the board, getting pushed back into this corner here, trying not to get shut down by the suction bomb, and waiting for their teammates to come back. They really haven't had all the numbers here for this push. 82 points remaining, not exactly what they were hoping for, but, you know, it is a push nonetheless, and you got it out of that really tricky situation. And now you can, you know, kind of, you know, slowly come out of spawn and reset almost.
Yeah, definitely. Marine Melody's stabilized a lot. They've sent people out onto this right side. You know, when you kind of have a push in Rainmaker that ends up taking too long, and your specials don't end up making like big plays, you just kind of run out of steam. So we saw Ewfish tried to get that push going. They kind of waited a little bit too long before they moved in, and Marine Melody took advantage of that. But now, this Hydra coming out with the armor, the Booyah Bomb, not going to be able to do too much. They toss it for no picks or anything from it. Dynamo's just trying to kind of hold this position in front here, but they are able to get a pick with against the Nautilus there. But Dynamo trying to lead the way for the Rainmaker push can definitely be a little bit awkward. As Epic tries to sneak their way in here and tries to get a pick, but they're not able to do it. So the Rainmaker trying to continue moving forward. Again, they go down, and we're back to kind of like another stalemate in mid here. And both teams, or sorry, Ewfish keeps trying to just like grab the Rainmaker and push it, but they're like not sure exactly where to go with it or what to do with it. So nothing's happening. Soda, very nice, coming out with an Inkjet snipe and another one of the members in the snipe. The Rainmaker's running for their life. It's the Squeezer player. They try and move forward. The Hydra's able to stop the push immediately, but some very nice kills are just going to add another 20 seconds or something to the timer, delay Ewfish's potential push and make it even more difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really all that Marine Melody needs to do at this point is, you know, slowly take time off the clock. They don't need to make a hero play at this point. They are 2 down, so they do need to play some defense. Oh, the Nautilus decides to take a little swim after getting that pick there. And that might actually open the door for Ewfish in these last 40 seconds. With 2 down on the side of Marine Melody, they're going to pick up this Rainmaker, swing it to the left side. The Hydra pick is the one that's running it at this point. And they're bringing this all the way down to 40 points remaining. If they could just climb up here, they could get the lead. Yes, they do. And that's a delayed wipe. They might actually get the knockout as well. With the body block, it is going to be Ewfish that comes from behind and takes victory here in game number 3.
Oh my god, you saw double cookies there. We kind of just saw them in the background for a bit, but they had gotten up into that top left already and gotten a pick. And as soon as you get one person there in the enemy's face, nobody wants to run past them, especially a Tri-Slosher. Try ignoring one of those. They're up in the enemy's base, and that just gives you the free points before they even get a pick. So super well played on that last push from Ewfish, especially from double cookies there, and the Dynamo who helped lead the way for the Rainmaker.
Wow, honestly, just a phenomenal set and a phenomenal 3 sets that we've seen so far to start out Low Ink. Just my goodness. Great games from all of these teams, and they were all just so close. I mean, there was a couple games there where we had decisive knockouts, but ultimately, most of those games were back and forth, and really anybody could have taken it. If one thing gone different, all of these sets could be looking super, super different as a result. But, I mean, all these teams have something to look forward to, I think, with the rest of the 3 rounds that are coming up, and possibly day 2 from any of these teams.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at what we've got in terms of other matches going on right now. Looks like we are waiting on Stein versus CocoWoomy, and on the other side, looks like we are all finished with the round 3 matches. So we've seen some intense back and forths. Let's take a look at who's leading the pack so far. As we look at the 3-0 teams, we've got Blazing Storm, Shiver Me Feeders, Persistent 7, Dark Rain, and Legato.
Yeah, a lot of strong alpha teams there for sure, looking to make another run this month. So definitely keep an eye out for those as the rest of these rounds progress. But I think that's really going to do it for us, Fusion.
Yeah, that was Group A, but Group B as well. Let me just say them real quick. We got Outcast Ninjas, Kraken United, Pompano, and Little Timmy and the Splats.
Great team
leading the pack at 3-0. But yeah, it has been a blast commentating with you, especially these 3 best of 3 sets, basically. I mean, that have gone to game 3. Sorry, it's really been. Yeah, it's been awesome seeing these teams. They're all playing some very interesting comps, and they've all been so back and forth. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely. But that is going to do it for us. Fusion, go ahead and plug yourself real quick. Where can the people of our chat find you?
You can plug me into an outlet. Sorry. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter at 8bitfusion_. Where can the people find you, DRF?
On Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, and on Twitch at Triton DRF. Oh man, that was a good one, Fusion. I'll give you that.
Words are coming out of my mouth before I think. I vomit puns.
Yes. All right, but thank you once again, IPL, for having us on. You have 2 more awesome commentators coming on soon to wrap up these last 3 rounds. You do not want to miss it. We have had 3 great rounds so far, and I'm sure you'll have 3 more fantastic rounds. That's going to do it for us, and be sure to stay tuned for more low ink action.
actually going to be popped for Cake's advantage here, as Echo is playing on the wrong side of the map. Chad King now jumping to the far left, looking to try to put this ball in after popping a Booyah, and effectively just 3 down as Echo is trying to cycle back with that Inkjet. They are going to find a pick on Chad King, and the ball is going to get missed because of it. Echo saving that push with 3 down now in their favor.
Scoreboard, but the rest of the players for Lois are 13 remaining. They don't have any clams just yet, but Link is just destroying everybody. And that's going to cause enough time for the rest of the players to give those clams. Can they keep this basket open? They do, but then they don't. Nintendo, excuse me.
No,
Regardless, they're losing the entire time anyway, so it's not like they got to change anything. And now they're taking the Rainmaker. They're trying to get leave. Toxic Mist coming out at the perfect time.
Jumps come in, and this hammer tries to stay alive for as long as possible. The Sploosh is trying to keep this Rainmaker from popping. They end up getting 3 down. They take the Rainmaker! I can't believe
Haunt them here. Look, only about 5 penalty points remaining. And there comes K around the right side. Are they going to be able to get the zone right back? It stalls. Nobody has been splatted just yet. It's a back and forth for the entire game. 2 players going down from lowest, 2 going down for Inksync now. And somehow, what a finish! Inksync wins game 1.
We are.
This is exactly what we want to see. What a push indeed. We've got that double coming out, and now with that 3 down coming on to Lois, they put all of their energy into that, and now we're going to be seeing overkill. We are not going to be seeing overkill.
I was like,
And then capitalize. You can not let them cap. And Gaiga struggling here on the side here with the sponge really low here. A 4v4 situation. But oh, a nice flake there. And Gaiga's going to find the pick, leaving a 4v3 situation in their favor. 10 picks left for lead. And Gaiga's finding another pick. Missiles coming online. This zone, another pick is finally going to go back to Inksync. Now a 4v1.
Still under fire. That's 3 down on the side of Shiver. So even though this one zone is taken, it's going to get neutralized again. And those penalty points are almost gone.
oh my goodness.
Oh, they are hanging on.
This is tight.
They are painting the zone like their life depends on it. 2 seconds.
It's 3 down. They got
there
this.
We go.
They got that lead.
They got
reset and like, but they need to get the players out of their base. This Nautilus is destroying everyone on the mast. The Tri-Slosher sloshing down from above, and it's not enough. That's 3 going down. That's 4. That's gonna be a wipe, and it's dunk.
Wait! Not a dunk. They slammed dunk and took the net down with it.
Opponent capitalize. You cannot let them cap. And Gaiga struggling here on the side here with this sponge really low here. A 4v4 situation. But oh, a nice flake there. And Gaiga's going to find the pick, leaving a 4v3 situation in their favor. 10 picks left for lead. And Gaiga's finding another pick. Missiles coming online. This zone, another pick is finally going to go back to Inksig. Now a 4v1 situation. And specials are going to be popped for Cake's advantage here as Echo is playing on the wrong side of the map. Chad King now jumping to the far left, looking to try to put this ball in after popping a booyah, and effectively just 3 down as Echo is trying to cycle back with that Inkjet. They are going to find a pick on Chad King, and the ball is going to get missed because of it. Echo saving that push with 3 down now in their favor.
We are!
This is exactly what we want to see. What a push indeed. We've got that double coming out, and now with that 3 down coming on to Lois, they put all of their energy into that, and now we're going to be seeing overkill. We are not going to be seeing overshot.
I was like,
Call down and go down to Kizhaz as a 4v1 situation and aggression comes out from Lois. You know, a game can end in this one push.
It can, and as soon as they round that corner, that's where damage is going to be done with a hammer escort as well. And they're not done. Gobble, gobble, gobble. It's like Pac-Man up there. That is your wipe. Goodbye.
Wow.
Game 3. Did you blink?
They might hold it out. We've got 17 seconds
Oh, the
left.
bubbles!
Blue Hero, the bubbles, though. Oh, and
They
were
took
able
the
to take
lead!
the lead.
They took the lead. The bubbles there blocking the shots. That was a nice bubble there. You may start with
Very
the
nice
comeback.
indeed. Yes, and with that, now our set is 1-1. Very nice. I mean, again, like you said, those bubbles just are really nice.
To the timer delay Ewfish's potential push and make it even more difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really all that Marine Melody needs to do at this point is, you know, slowly take time off the clock. They don't need to make a hero play at this point. They are 2 down, so they do need to play some defense. Oh, the Nautilus decides to take a little swing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Low Ink Day 1. We have round 4. I'm Kate, and I'm joined today by Alias.
Hello, it's been a while.
That it has, and we finally get to commentate together, too.
Yeah, given the amount of things that we've worked on together, I'm genuinely surprised that this is the first time that we've actually got to commentate together.
Yeah, I think we were gonna do, Squid Junction, then we couldn't, or something. Things kept coming up, but what matters is that we're here right now. We got round 4. We are starting with Tower Control on Schellendorf Institute. We're gonna watch Inkvaders versus the Night Logic, so this one's gonna be a cool match.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bracket right now, just if I can get an idea of where they're at right now. Both these teams currently sitting towards the bottom of Group A, I believe. Yeah, both sitting at 1 and 2. But hey, there's still a lot of Splatoon left to be played. Still a high chance that they're going to reach a bracket, especially the winner of this one. So this is by no means just a throwaway match for either of these two teams.
Oh, definitely. I mean, every game in Swiss is really important. It's, a lot more beneficial to get 1-2 than to get 0-3 or 3-0'd, I guess. Just because that one match could really up your points, your standings in Swiss and get you into a bracket. So really none of these matches are too much of a throwaway match until you get to the end and maybe you're guaranteed a bracket, etc., etc. But this is still a very important match, and we get to start it off on Tower Control and Schellendorf Institute, which is not too common of a map that you see all the time. I did see some people questioning that in the reactions of the map list, but it's here, it's in the map list, so take it.
Play it.
Yeah, play it. That's it.
you do not have a choice. We are playing this for round 4. You have to either, whether or not you like it is not our problem.
Well, we
At
are
least for
here
this
right
one.
now. Oh boy, we got tries coming out on both sides. The Tetras are gonna come out on the side of the Night Logic as well. So we got Neo Try. So yeah, Neo Try and the Junior for the armor on both sides as well. We got the V-Jet coming out on the side of Inkvaders. So that's going to have a lot of range. The miss is going to be really important here, as well as those missile. That's a great choice. Already we've got 2 down on the Night Logic. That was pretty fast, the Try and the Tetris. So the main Slayers, the main aggression going to go down there, meaning that that Inkvaders can take this first, the tower here, take it first. And with this Ink Storm, as well as the armor and the missiles all coming out, they're going to take that first checkpoint, but I worry that might have been a little early before they could engage in any fights. But here we go, engaging right now, and that's going to be the Try on the side of Night Logic, taking another kill as well, looking for the third, so that push does get shut down relatively quickly.
Yeah, I like the idea of using the double missile comp to drive them back, especially since their longest range weapon is the Nautilus. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize off the base that they could have gotten with the missiles, and Roku was able to sneak in with the Try and essentially shut the entire push down by getting up close and personal.
Yeah, well, they will have another chance here. Right now we've got the person advantage, indeed, for Inkvaders, but that's the Night Logic trying to take the tower here. They have that Inkjet from the Nautilus as well as Splashdown from the Tetras. Not quite the armor from the Junior just yet, but hopefully that will be coming up soon. You can see, it looks like the Tetras are... Oh, I was gonna say they were going for a Splashdown jump there, but unfortunately they get camped by a bomb. That probably in the combination of the Ink Storm as well. So with Moon here looking for another pick on this K-shot, not quite finding it. A lot of chasing or circling around you can see happening in mid here. It looks like I think Inkvaders are looking to make another push for that tower, but they need to have an opening first. They need to get some picks first.
And they know that they do need to have that opening, but they also know that they don't have to capitalize off of it. Right now, both teams are down 1 player, and Inkvaders know that they have the lead. They're fine to just sit back and play defense, catch these pushes in, almost get camps to jump. However, the Jet Sculpture is going to go down, and the missiles are going to be lost because of that. But 3 go down on the side of Night Logic, and Inkvaders, just like that, have the opportunity that they've been looking for.
Yeah, definitely. That Junior right now, the only one on the field as their teammates come and respawn. So the Nautilus is the last one to come back, and we can see already the missiles, the Ink Storm coming out from Inkvaders here. Really, really nice special usage. Though this Try here on the top is going to be really dangerous. The missiles there to divert them for just a second, but they come back, they take the pick on the Junior. So that is the dedicated Tower Rider down. Looks like another member has jumped out, which means that there are 2 players left on the field for Inkvaders right now. Looks like aim on this Nautilus, gonna push push forward. They have, again, the splashdown as well as the inkjet. The inkjet's used here, as is the splashdown, so they're clearing out this area before the tower reaches it, which is really nice of them, although they're still at this first checkpoint. That is the shot down, another member down as well, but oh, B goes down to the missiles, which is really unfortunate, but still, Nightlocker's going to be able to pick this up and continue this push. It's just a matter of how long they're able to keep it going.
I really appreciate the thoroughness of the Night Logic to clear out the top part of the map before they tried to push the tower there. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay closed, especially after losing both the Junior and the Tetras. So I think the Junior fell again after jumping in. But their ability to clear out the top is something that the Inkvaders haven't quite shown yet, and it allowed them to capitalize on it just a little bit more than they could have to clear out that one specific section.
Yeah, we've still got pretty tight scores here, though, so it is still very much anyone's game. We've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Aim here on the Nautilus on the top, attempted to use that range to clear something out. They have the armor as well, but with that try-down, and the Tetra's going down, too. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that much use out of it, as Inkvaders is going to use this to push forward and take control of that tower. They do have the lead here. They're still aiming to get past that second checkpoint, probably, and further that into a safer lead. And we've got the Junior down yet again, so no armor for the Night Logic as they approach this tower, and that could be deadly. The trade, though, the Tetra is still able to get that. 2 down now on both sides. That Inkstorm is moving up close, but there is that miss. That's going to be super important. B, though, still managing to find the kill through that, and so that lead getting further by only 2 points. And oh, another pick as well, the bomb. And so I think I mean, with another member going down on the side of Inkvaders, this armor coming out here as well, this could very well be really, really good for the Night Launchers. Logic, excuse me, I don't know why I said that. They've got the specials coming in, they have all their teammates coming in, but they need to keep everyone alive. Able, this Inkjet, really, really nice position, but are they going to be able to find a pick? It's not with all the missiles coming down on them. And that 3 down, yeah, likely might spell the end of the game, because I don't know if they're going to be able to reach that tower in time.
Yeah, it looks like Inkvaders are going to be able to stay on top of the tower, and that will give them game 1. A very hard-fought game. Lots to go off.
Definitely. I mean, really impressive fight by both teams. Xal was a pretty back-and-forth match, and even then, the scores in the end were relatively similar. But in the, like you said, Night Logic was really able to, just with all that thoroughness, clear out that top area, but the fact that the tower got held up at that first checkpoint meant that it didn't stay as open. Meanwhile, Inkvaders really were just able to plow through that first checkpoint, and that made their subsequent pushes a lot easier.
Definitely. I think if they didn't have the significant opportunity that they had at the start with the 3 players down on the side of Night Logic, it would have been a little bit harder for them to actually reach the first checkpoint because they didn't focus as much on clearing out the top part of the map. However, getting that and taking advantage of that opportunity was really big, especially on the rest of the outcome of the match, just because they were able to get it to the first checkpoint and then keep it around that area. They were able to just play more defensively and get the tower in a bad enough position to where when the Night Logic actually had a chance to push in, the tower still had to catch up to the players that had already been ahead of it, and by that time, other players for the Inkvaders were able to respawn and attack the tower in the middle of the map, which kind of shut down everything that the Night Logic was trying to do by clearing out the top of the map.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to see what your enemy is doing and really respond to that was great. A great, just playing by what they saw. Great adaptability from Inkvaders there. But now we're going to be moving on to Clan Blitz on Mako March. So this one, pretty different, honestly. A lot smaller of a map play area. Those clan baskets are really, really close to mid, so pushes can start really quickly. It's just the fact that you have to follow them up. You have to keep them going in order to get a substantial score on the board.
Yeah, and here, especially with the thoroughness that they've showed, I actually slightly favor the Night Logic right here, partially because they were able to clear out the parts of the map very well, and partially because Roku on that Tri-Slosher looked really, really strong, and Mako Mart's a really good stage for weapons like that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, yeah, those little ledges and slopes can really, really favor weapons like Tri, which is why you see them very commonly here, and those Tetras might be really important too. We'll have to see. We got the switch, the brush, 2 brushes, Bamboo, K-Pro, we got things getting pulled out here. So Inkvaders is pulling out something completely different. The shot stays, but we've got 2 brushes and a Bamboo MK3, so that is going to be very, very annoying on the brushes. We'll probably see a lot of sneaky pushes from them. Unfortunately, Bamboo is the first to go down, and then on the other side, on the side of the Night Logic, we've got a pretty similar composition. We've got the switch to the V-Try now, though, so they are running double armor, and they've got the K-Pro for a bit longer range, still power similar to the Nautilus. So this one's going to be really, really interesting. I'd love to see how those brushes play out, but right now, this try, like you said, on the side of the Night Logic is doing so well here. They've got the armor on them. They have another armor at the ready. You saw them get that one pick, and they're using this ledge here to try and get another. There's a lot of clams online right now. We have the Booyah Bomb, we have the armor, and they're trying to make a power clam, but I don't think they have one just yet, so that's really delaying any sort of a push that they might want to have here. They finally do get one, but Luna steps in and takes out the carrier. They get the second power clam in, but I don't know if they're going to be able to have any more follow-up.
I don't even think they need to, because as much as they're going to need to focus on sustaining pushes, they can kind of just get these 2 clams in and then play defense. Because for the most part, it seems like Inkvaders are probably going to go with trying to sneak the clam in using one of the brushes, and then maybe relying on the Bamboo and the bubbles that they chose because of the Mark III variant to try and sustain their pushes for a little bit longer. So if they're able to follow that up, they can just hold mid and pretty much just continue to wall out the Inkvaders because Night Logic has the superior range. Bubbles are going to get popped to sort of work their way back into on the side of Inkvaders. They're going to try and take more map control, and you actually see the Night Logic getting pushed back a little bit. The Tetris go down, and this could be Inkvaders opportunity, but Moon falls to a bomb, and elsewhere, one of the other players fell. Bamboo is also going to go down, and just like that, the Night Logic just has full control of the map. The last remaining player on the side of Inkvaders is going to go down, and lots of clams are available. Roku finds a brush. That's a huge pick that's going to allow this push to keep going. Moon coming up with a clutch double to keep hopes alive for the Inkvaders, but Roku stays alive and continues to dunk the clam.
Yeah, these brushes just aren't able to win their fights. They're not able to get close enough or capitalize on those ledges like the try is able to. There's just possibly the slight range advantage that the try has might be in their favor there, and that is going to be a knockout for the Night Logic. So unfortunately, Inkvaders with the brush picks just did not work out in their favor in this part right here. I feel like they weren't able to get set up. That try just kept on shutting them down and not being able to capitalize on those ledges like they usually would. Just made them, they had to face the try head on and just did not work out in their favor.
And there are another 2 things that I'd like to point out for why the Night Logic had such a good time with that. The first was they played really well off of each other. Like, I don't know if you caught it at the end, but you could see under basket one of the brushes on the side of the Vaders trying to go for a pick, and I believe they got the pick, but Roku was right there to play off of their teammate's aggression and was able to capitalize by taking out the brush, which allowed another member of the Night Logic to come in and get these last clams they needed to win the game. And then the second point that I'd like to make was just the lack of lethal bombs on the side of Inkvaders, because by bringing the Octobrush Navoo and the permanent ink brush, they lost 2 of the lethals that they had going into it from the prior round, which meant they had to rely on the Bamboo with its fizzy bombs and Tetris with its auto bombs, which, as far as clearing out space, fizzies are really good for that, but a lot of times Tetris are going to want to be up close and personal as opposed to just sitting back and chucking bombs and waiting for an opportunity. And between that and the brushes that they brought, that was just a recipe for not being able to take as much space. Like, at one point they did have to burn the bubbles to get out of their own basket.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that changes for Splat Zones on Anchovy, which is going to be our final game of the set. We've got the brush still here, same comp on the side of the Night Logic, but we got the leader coming out. I think that's a regular one. So we are going to see the return of the Junior, which means that we will have a little bit more paint, the lethal bombs, the space. So hopefully I think they might have realized that that try is going to immediately go down as well, which is going to let Inkvaders take that first pick, which is of the zone, the first cap, which is really, really important. Actually, that try is likely the main source of worry for especially that brush. So hopefully that works out in their favor. But we've got the Booyah Bomb, we got the Splashdown coming out. still that zone is in the control of Inkvaders. Although their brush does go down, and we have this rain on the side of the Tri Nouveau, so it looks like they're spotted by the leader, though, forcing them to retreat a little bit, and that K throws down, so they might just, they're gonna pop the rain here. We've got both rains actually on the zone, going in opposite directions right now, and still, that zone has not, okay, now it has been capped by Night Logic, and that's gonna be a 3 down as well on the side of Inkvader, so Night Logic is finally in control right here, and they're going to take all of this area around the zone as well. Nice ledge. I think that was a bomb kill on the Tribe as well. So now you can see they're pushing forward. They're taking this plat right here, which is really, really important. Pushing forward, taking this, and not letting Inkvaders through.
Yeah, and the really important part about this is they're playing it exactly how I would expect a team to play against an E-leader comp. Disrupt the E-leader as much as possible, cut them off from their support, and once that's done, you have a much easier time dealing with the main weapon itself. And that can help mitigate the lack of range that they have on the side of the Night Logic, especially with regards to leader scope. It's going to continue sitting up here and essentially getting shots at picking you off unless you can do something about it. Unfortunately, they don't have missiles, which is what I would have liked to see if you're expecting the enemy to bring out a backline, such as the leader. They do have the Booyah Bomb on aim, and that's going to be a huge help in dealing with the leader.
Oh, definitely. And you can see this Booyah Bomb is ready right now. AIM already coming up and inking this plat here. They have the Booyah Bomb at the ready. Looks like someone's trying to jump there, so that is just going to camp the jump. That was the leader, so that was just one Booyah Bomb that immediately shut down that leader. Name's still holding this position very, very nicely. Meanwhile, their teammates, the armor are on the zone. Armor comes out, Brush getting a pick right here. The Tetras having to use the splashdown because they did get backed up, out alive, not getting neither side getting the pick actually. And this leader almost has the rain now, so likely going to pop that soon along with all of the other specials. So there we go. Both missiles come out, rains come out for both sides, but that fight's going to go in the side of Inkvaders right now. Although the Night Logic did get the lead right now, it is solidly them, the Inkvaders, in control of the zone, especially they still have this armor at the ready, but they might have to back up, especially because the Junior's the only one left right now, which is really, really unfortunate. So they're going to be able to jump out with that armor, yes, which does mean that Inkvaders can push back into the zone very, very quickly, but they really, really need to make that happen.
And even more importantly, the Night Logic has both of these specials at the ready that can be used to disrupt the leader. They have the Storm, which is going to help with pushing in, or dealing with the Inkvaders pushing in. And the Booyah Bomb does get popped. I think that was more used as a stall tactic as opposed to dealing with the leader specifically. But it was used to buy them a little bit of time to cut off the penalties. And more importantly, the zone isn't firmly capped by Inkvaders, and actually 3 of their members are going to go down. So just like that, the Night Logic bends but doesn't break, and they're going to retain control of the zone.
Yeah, still they have control, like you said, and those penalty points are quickly wearing down, already at 20 and counting. So really, it means that Inkvaders has one chance to push back into this zone. They're gonna think they popped the missiles? Oh, but the K-shot goes down. They pop the armor here, but AIM already coming up here to disrupt the leader. Gets the pick, gets the other assist right now. That's going to be a delayed wipe. And that is another KO for the Night Logic. Our set there, ending 2-1.
Yeah, very well done by the Night Logic, especially bouncing back after that one loss that was really close, and just doing a really good job at winning both of the next 2 games very convincingly.
Yeah, but like you said, that is important. Also, that 14 KA, very nice.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for round 4. Night Logic going to be taking it 2-1 over Inkvaders. I don't know if we're going to cut to a break right now. Alright. We will be coming to a break right now, and we'll be right back with more Day 1 low ink action.
around. And this is basically an execution test.
How did that splashdown not kill Jim? How did that splashdown not connect right there? The Beast Sploosh is making all of the right plays.
Great special push, utilizing all of their specials at the right time to get a good, strong push going. As Knox going for all the way, trying to run this down. And again, the discipline from up the ante. Going to make it. They took the Rainmaker. They held it forward every single time they picked it.
But this is just a tight corner right here. Two going down. Oh wow. Okay, missiles. Snack again. Snack again.
How'd you get back there? How'd you get back there with a triple? Oh no! Snowfall's gonna get lit off of that. How? Up at the top of the stream there was sharking. Instead, we just had a tri-slosher trade. I think they found each other there. What if the two tri-sloshers kiss at the court area? Well, they both explode. But now, the team that is losing right now, Snowfall, they do get a splat on the splash.
They might hold it out. We've got 17 seconds left. The bubbles! Blue Hero, the bubbles, though. Oh, they took the lead.
They took the lead. The bubbles there blocking the shots. That was a nice bubble there. You may start with
very
the comeback.
Nice indeed. Yes, and with that, now our set is 1-1. Very nice. I mean, again, like you said, those bubbles just are really nice.
And specials are going to be popped for Cake's advantage here as Echo is playing on the wrong side of the map. Chad King now jumping to the far left, looking to try to put this ball in after popping a Booyah, and effectively just 3 down as Echo is trying to cycle back with that Unched. They are going to find a pick on Chad King, and the ball is going to get missed because of it. Echo saving that push with 3 down now in their favor.
They're trying so hard to stop this.
That's another one.
That's gonna be KO.
That's 2 wipes. That's 2 wipes in a row. That's KO. That is a certified Rainmaker moment.
It really is.
Our set.
Let's just put a stamp on that and be like Rainmaker stamped, filed.
Here come the missiles, able to find people, scout it out, using this Rainmaker shot as cover. And brings in the rest of AD behind him. They're going for it. They're trying to take some of their own cover pick. But the hammer gets 3! The Sploosh stays alive! Kate is still up!
Oh, you can't! No, you can't! I was about to say, you can't do that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 1 of Low Ink. We've got round 5 ready to go. If you're just joining us, I'm Kater, and I'm joined here today by Alias.
Hello.
The reason we are laughing is because right before we went on, I said, "Welcome to Low Ink." So now you get to hear that.
There was more, but we can't really.
There was, yeah, but that's fine. It's fine. We were telling in-game name stories. Anyways, we have Susano versus Clownfish, and this is a good, nice match. We're gonna be starting off on a Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skatepark, which is it's always a fun map to start on, isn't it?
Classic.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Blackbelly's just.
I have very mixed feelings about this map as well.
Yeah, Blackbelly's just kind of the one where you know get Blackbelly. Like
It's
you
like-
know.
It's like I come back from like an extended break from commentary, and they're like, "Okay, Alias, for your first match of the day, we're gonna start out on Schellendorf, and then for your second match, we're gonna start on a Blackbelly Rainmaker."
Yeah, well, it
Should have
happens.
checked
It
the
happens.
map list.
It happens to the
That's
best of us.
That's a reminder to all you fools to check the map list.
You should have signed up for Block 1. Well, you are stuck here now with me on Blackbelly Rainmaker. This one's gonna be fun. I will eat my hat if there's no tri-sloshers. Don't hold me to that statement. I don't wear hats.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I will eat my hat if there are no tri-slosh. Not what I was expecting. But anyways, round 5, game 1. Susano versus Clownfish on Blackbelly Skatepark Rain.
It's
And
gaming
hey,
time. There's the
You don't
tri-slosher.
have
There's
to eat your hat. Was
There's
that
the
Klugas?
Galugas,
Yeah.
there's the Splash, there's the Hero Heavy. I love Hero Heavy, it's so shiny. But yeah, we've got Cade Glugas on here now, so that's the armor weapon there. So maybe a little bit, not as many armors as you would get with a spammy weapon, but you can bet those armors will be used well. We've got the fizzies as well on that kit, so that's gonna be really, really nice for making paths and clearing the area. Already though, we've got Clownfish here taking a pretty aggressive style. This try here, getting a nice double over these ledges, getting a triple. What a way to start off that game. And so the slow boy, ironically, is the very, very fast right here as they're swimming up with the Rainmaker. Already going to take that to 37. And, I mean, they've got that path clear. They just need to take care of all those members swarming up around. We've got the Suction Bomb Rush that they've got to worry about, too. That Neo Splash here having charged that up. And they're going to try and take out the Rainmaker, who's been pushed back. Looks like the Splash finds the right ankle, takes that out. All members of Clownfish are down right now. And that Heavy's gonna Stingray as well, so that likely helped. Already the really, really nice beginning for Clownfish.
Yeah, very good start for Clownfish. Very unfortunate during the triple that the Tri-Slosher for Clownfish found that the last member that they got was the Heavy Splatling. That just lost a lot of holding power. Unfortunately, they didn't quite have the specials built up. I know the K-Shot was very close to having it at the end, but it just came a bit too late to get the knockout. It's still a really good starting push, but it is Blackbelly Rainmaker, and this is a map where anything can happen.
Oh yeah, you are not safe until you knock out. Looks like Susano was trying to take that left half pipe there, decides against it. We've got the Ray coming out from the CJ, and you can bet we'll be seeing a lot of those in this match. Ray not quite finding the Rainmaker with all of the dodging that they're doing, but this timer is very, very close to expiring. They've got about 10 seconds left. The bomb doesn't do it first, so Soul Spirit's going to take this as far as they can. Timer reaches 7 before they are taken out. Unfortunately, that's going to be 3 members of Susano down, so that means that Clownfish is going to be able to pick up this Rainmaker. No Stinger online for them because it's the C-Jet that's going to be the carry, but that does make sense. I mean, it's fine. So we've got, I think they are looking at this half pipe. You've got the missiles coming out as well, and with the Fizzies and Vinny as well as Adept already going there, it looks like that's where they're going to put their resources. However, the Sting right here has something else to say. Slowboy doing their best to dodge as much as they can. Unfortunately, they are going to fall to that, though, and that's 3 members down.
Yeah, Luckyo coming up huge right there to be able to shut down the K-Shot before it reached the Stingray. I also don't exactly like that the K-Shot would pop their missiles that early on the push. I would have liked to see saved as a response for the Stingray, just because a good way to place backlines, and especially Stingray in general, is just missiles. Like, they're some of the lowest mobility weapons as far as just like where they can go to be effective. So missiling them out of a good spot for them is really good. Missiles not going to quite shut Tammy down, but they are going down 2 players inside of Clownfish. So just like that, Susano is going to be able to affect it. And actually, I spoke incorrectly. Susano went down 2 players, so Clownfish will have a chance to answer.
Yeah, Clownfish is certainly getting a lot of those chances in this match. Really able to capitalize on just all of these opportunities that they have. Missiles going out as again, and we've got the rain as well. 2 down, though, very quickly, and unfortunately that Stingray is there to finish off the job, so that is a 3 down. But that's a full wipe now with the splash finishing it off. But what is key here is, although we've been seeing a lot of wipes, a lot of 3 downs, that Rainmaker has mostly stayed on the side of the map in favor of Clownfish. So Susano has a lot longer of a distance to take it, so they've taken it back to mid right now, but you can see all of these threats that they're facing from the now respawn members of Clownfish. Only the Suction Bomb Rush online right now, but immediately we've got all of these specials coming on. The armor's used, the missiles, the Stingrays coming out here to displacing the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker is completely in orange ink right now. Everything is on them. Unfortunately, they're not able to dodge that 3 down now on the side of Susano, and we've got about 42 seconds left.
Yeah, the Zap picking up the Rainmaker there, I would have liked to see the Heavy pick it up to help carry it a bit further and let the Zap get more paint output, especially when you don't have as much map control right now. So Clownfish essentially can just sit on the map control that they have, as long as they can avoid allowing Susano to get the Rainmaker back, then this should be fine for them.
Definitely. We've got just a couple more seconds left. We are now approaching the 10 countdown. We have the Suction Bomb Rush, but that Rainmaker, I don't know if they're going to be able to reach it in time, especially with all of that ink. They need to pop it and pick it up in order to start overtime. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. So that is our first game in favor of Clownfish. Very nice.
Clownfish played that endgame beautifully. Get the Rainmaker stuck in a bad spot, and they just knew that all they had to do is get it up to where it's not popped, but just adds a little bit of extra bubble that the opposing team needed to shred through. Have one person watch the half pipe because the Rainmaker could have been accessed through there. Have another person sit up above the Rainmaker just to get a better idea of where everyone is, and have the other 2 fight mid. It was very simple, but done very effectively.
Yep, textbook plays right there, and it worked out very well for them, just like you said. Alright, we're heading on to our next match now, Tower Control on Manta. So we're likely still going to be seeing those Stingray weapons out, especially with how cramped that elbow and street can get when you're trying to push through there, especially with the second checkpoint.
Yep, I think personally I would like to see more missiles coming out on the side of on the side of Susano, just because it seemed like they struggled a bit with actually making space, and not having the pay shot in favor of the Neo Splash meant that they just didn't have missiles at all. And because you know that Clownfish is going to be running some sort of backline, like a pseudo backline like a Welter or the Nautilus, having the missiles, especially on a map like Manta Maria where there are so many elevation points, can be really nice. I'd also expect that we're going to be seeing both teams bring the I know Susano had a Booyah Bomb, but I'd expect that we're going to be seeing Booyah Bombs on the side of both Susano and Clownfish to help clear out these tighter areas.
Oh, definitely. Booyah Bomb, like you said, great for reaching those areas as well as clearing them out. You've got a lot of little cramped corners in this map, but also that open space, mostly just in mid, though. So I do, like you said, do hope to see that. And the missiles just can be really important on this map, both for just scouting out where people are, and like you said, reaching all those points of elevation that you might only be able to reach with like bombs otherwise, unless, because you might not have enough range to get up onto all of those really vertical areas, all over those tall ledges. So we'll have to see what happens in these comps here. We've got the, oh, that is a rapid deco, and that's a carbon deco. And that's a forge. That's a forge. Okay, we got changes here. Okay, both teams are bringing out the heavies. We've got the remix, and then as well as the hero heavy on Clownfish. Clownfish is decided to bring out that rapid deco. So I don't know the kit for that one. We'll see soon enough.
I believe that has the Nautilus kit.
Oh, does it?
I'm fairly certain it's Suction Bomb.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. time. We've still got the Glue Gus and the K-Shot. Now we've got the Forge for some bubbles instead of that Booyah Bomb. So no Booyah on the side of no Booyah on the side of Susano like we were expecting. We've got Cloud. Oh yes, there was a Booyah there with the heavy, and then you've got the Carbon as well. So that's gonna be really, really fast, and then the Zap for the armor. So with the Stingray coming out here, that first checkpoint's gonna fall to in the favor of Clownfish. Although this heavy here, looking for a pick, they have that Booyah Bomb at the ready as well. 2 members down, the Inkjet coming out, cutting for the heavy. 3 shots missed, not quite gonna find them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that the Hero Spotling replica is actually on the side of Clownfish this time, where before they had the Jet Squelch. Meanwhile, Susano has actually switched to running this heavy remix, which I'm a big fan of. Just because of the Booyah Bomb. I get that some people still prefer Stingray on tower. Personally, I think it's getting phased out just because of the prevalence of missiles. And so I really like the fact that they brought the Booyah Bomb. The Carbon's a nice pick on Mantis because there are all these nooks and crannies that you can hide in. That's perfect for a Carbon.
And heavy fell to the Booyah, that's unfortunate.
But I still don't like that Susano doesn't have any missiles.
Yeah, I mean, again, still no missiles. That K-Shot with the missile is going to be really important here. Inkjet there, just out of line of sight, not going to get their jump camp. And so, yes, you are right, that is the Nautilus kit on the Rapid. Thank you very much. And so right now, and still no point on the board for the side of Susano. And meanwhile, Clownfish is having a nice time here. They've gotten all the way to checkpoint 2 as well. That heavy is down. Oh, you know, the Carbon's gonna go in and ruin their day, though. You see, the Carbon's been jumping down and canceling those, not canceling, but putting an end to those pushes. This is the second time they've done that now, but really Susano needs to get some aggression up. They need to get control back of mid, which is what is happening here. They have the Chicken Rush as well as those bubbles to make space. 3 specials. Oh, that Zap going down means less paint, no armor for them though, and that's going to be really, really crucial, especially with 2 weapons like the Forge and the Carbon that aren't able to paint as much as you'd like.
Yeah, I think the auto bomb rush needed to be popped there. You can still see that it's actually just now getting popped. But I would have liked to see them capitalize on taking mid by denying the base in bunker and on flat by throwing out as many auto bombs as possible. Plus, it gives you more room to strike if you're Carbon. However, Susano still bouncing back. They finally do manage points on the board, and Sonic J and Soul Spirit are actually going to taking these fights together, pushing up. Eventually, they're going to get on the tower. I think Soul Spirit's waiting to hop on the tower for their teammate to bring it back. Booyah Bomb going to be clearing out the rest of bunkers. That one less spot they have to worry about. Soul Spirit's actually in a very good, but they don't even need to hop on tower. I think they're just going to let the Forge use bubbles to help sort things out.
Bubbles, and here's the Chicken Rush as well, gonna completely clear out this street area. Absolutely nobody can survive in there. Gets a pick, gets an assist as well, and we've already got another Booyah coming out from Soul Spirit. That's gonna be a lead for Susano right there, and they get another pick. I love the aggressive heavy play that we're seeing right there. I mean, just great positioning, and here is where the snowball can start falling into play. Although we do have 2 members down, though, the Carbon is still here, can still maintain a presence. They're gonna be the last one, though, so not quite, but 14, all the way to 14. Very, very nice, especially when you have under a minute left on that clock. So now that bar has been raised so much higher for Clownfish.
Yeah, Adept has the armor, and 2 other specials are online for the side of Clownfish. The missiles, though, which are arguably the most important special right now, not online yet. Going to fall on the Inkjet to clear out Soul Spirit and their heavy, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, and the jump is really open, so Soul Spirit's going to turn the tables on Arva and take them out. Just like that, 2 down on the side of Clownfish, another one soon to follow, Vinny falling to the Carbon, and Adept's falling just after. And that's going to be Clownfish with the Clownfish being delayed wipe, and just like that, Susano has full control of the map, full control of tower. Clownfish doesn't have a way to fight back in.
Yeah, very nicely played from both teams, but in the end, our set again is going to be 1-1 going into that 3rd game. Susano, with that great push, they were just, I mean, all of that just worked out beautifully for them. And the fact that Soul Spirit was able to land those picks, those Booyah Bombs really, really helped. The Chicken Rush popped at just the right time. In the end, all it takes is one great push, and that is what happened for them.
So we're going to be closing out our set on Clamblets on the Reef. Both teams really want this game. I believe they're sitting at 2-2, but I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure about that either, but still, I mean, in a 1-1 set, getting that set win is going to be really, really important on a game 3. So Clamblets on the Reef, we've seen Clamblets before, but that was previously on Mako, and so this one is pretty different just because it's the baskets are farther. You have clearly defined paths to go up to that basket as well, whether you decide to take the bridge or you decide to take, you know, underneath the bridge, or you want to go around sneaky. There's very obvious paths to take, and that sneaky route can get really, really important, especially if the other team doesn't keep their eyes on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Susano doesn't change up their comp very much. I still like having the Booyah Bomb. Bubbles are very nice for pushing in, as we saw a couple of sets ago. And overall, their comp has a lot of high firepower. Each of their players are very well suited for the weapons they're playing. They should be able to put a little bit of delay on our end, but it looks like there aren't going to be that many. Just Soul Spirit is going to flip off of the Heavy Splatling remix to a Jet Squelcher, just the vanilla version. So they do bring in these missiles in exchange for the Booyah. Meanwhile, Clownfish changing things up radically. We have the vanilla Ink Brush, as well as the 52 Gal and the Tri-Slasher Devo. They're going to have a lot of firepower, but they also don't have it. They have a couple of more high variance specials, which for a mode like Clamblets it's easier to get away with, but I'm still not exactly the biggest fan. I would have liked to see them bring a couple of specials that they could push in a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, the one missiles that we're going to see on the field here are going to come from that V-Jet on the side of Susano, so that can be really, really important here already. Unfortunately, we've got two delayed 3. That's a delayed wipe on the side of Clownfish. So both of those power clams are going to get lost, which is really, really unfortunate. Power clam formed for Susano, and so they are quickly going to take this, use the bubbles, lead into this push here. Those bubbles are getting, on all sides are getting fired on. They get the 1 in, but 2 down, trying to throw in more clams. Oh, Carbon sharking here, looking for 1, getting 1, getting 2, getting taken out themselves. So that's a nice double, but it's not going to let them follow up any. Just a hair too late, unfortunately. But still a nice capitalization on that first push for Susano.
And right there, the combo of Bubbles plus Soul coming out of Soul Spirit and the... not entirely sure who was playing on the Forge, pardon me. But the combo of Bubbles and Missiles coming out right there on the side of Susano is very, very useful in terms of end. However, Slowboy is waiting underneath Susano's basket and is able to get a power clam and does manage to get it in. So Clownfish will take the lead, but only by 3, and with 2 players falling, it doesn't look like there's room for that much more.
Yeah, Adept on the glue is just going to back up here, decide to hold down bridge, which is a really important point here. They've got those fizzies as well, but already we've got another attempted push to Sneaky. The power clam getting thrown about, but unfortunately 3 players are going to fall there. The Carbon here picking it up though and managing to dunk 1. They're going to go for the second, trying to get it, not quite getting it, but still that is enough to take the lead. They do get taken out, so not both clams don't go in, but it is still somehow they manage to charge and on their own single-handedly get that push. That was very, very nicely done.
More importantly, they don't lose a lot of map control. They definitely give up some, but by having only the Carbon and the one other player go down, and having missiles there to answer right back, by keeping the Jet Squelcher alive in that situation, you don't really lose that much in terms of map control. However, Clownfish is going to be able to force their way in. One of the power clams unfortunately misses. Now it's all up to Vinny on this Ink Brush to try and get a couple more in, but he's going to back off a ways. He's going to try and stay alive. But only the 1 power clam goes in. It's honestly kind of it's not ideal.
Yeah, both teams here. Yeah, both teams here with the very small burst very small pushes. Yeah, you know they want something longer, some bigger lead, but they're just not able to get it. We've got the bubbles here from the Forge coming out. Slowboy on that K-Gal trying to shred them out, and so that does work. Forge does get taken out. All of those clams are getting picked up as well. So with that, that could open the door. Unfortunately, the Glugas are down, which means no armor, so they might have to wait for that respawn. But we've got the brush. We've got the K-Gals. Well, the K-Gal goes down. That is unfortunate. And so with that, just with the Carbon in here, trying to turn the tides, but they get taken out as well. And so a lot of fighting going on by the basket of Clownfish. But in the end, nobody gets the push. We've got a minute left under that as well. And very, very, very close scores here. One power clam could turn the tide of this whole game, especially if it goes into overtime.
And an important thing to note, currently Susano has picked up their pity, so if that falls, they won't have another one to fall back on. And since they have since they're at a disadvantage, really, Clownfish doesn't need to give them another pity by pushing in. So if this pity falls, it could be game over for Susano. The pity will fall in a trade. Tammy is right there to pick it up, losing the 8 regular claims they had in the process. Tammy going to pass it up to Lucky for you. Lucky,
the Carbon, but it lands, and that is what matters right there. I mean, I was about to call that as a miss, but the Carbon was right there to pick it up. So now we've got 2 clams. Arva here trying to take the sneaky road. They get found out. Now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's only them. They don't have any of their teammates to back them up. The Deft is on their own now. They have the armor, but what good can that do when you've got a Carbon right on your tail? And so they get taken out as well. I mean, so close, and yet so far that power clam's being very closely guarded by Lucky on that Carbon. You can see Arva's trying to get something done on the bridge, but I mean, wow. That was well-timed pass. That was a great play. The Carbon grabbing that, jumping off the edge, landing that clam. I mean, 1 power clam changed the fate of the game, and that is our set. Also 10 missiles. Nice job to Soul Spirit.
That's what you want to see out of a backline.
You got the anchor rolled down. Good job for you. As a former anchor player myself, great gameplay from you this whole time.
So that will be the set. Susano taking 1 over Clownfish. And all in all, just a very well-played set by both teams. I really appreciate seeing the Glugas. I really like it when teams bring out another type of support that isn't just, and Zapper Junior Armor Bot. The Glugas allow you to play in a way that neither of those other weapons allow you to. And having the Glugas there as an extra form of aggression wonders for a competition. And if you have a player who can play those Glugas.
Yeah, definitely. Glugas is one of those weapons that, you don't see all that often, but the people that do play it are very good at it, and it's an amazing weapon to see in action. With that does it for our fifth round. We're going to see another 1-2 set on stream here. We're going to take a break of just a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back at you with the 6th and final set of the day. Stay tuned.
Could have ended it. Probably the lead. But Illumineye is not done. There's 2 down on the side of Rising Stars right now. They've got the current bomb rush to at least support it a little bit, but where's this Carbon? There he is! Gets 1! Tries to go for this Rainmaker, is going to find it and keep the Rainmaker in a precarious position. Kimmy is...
Sees themselves staggering. Could this be Irene's moment to try to just seal the deal? One more power clip plus 1 is gonna do it. That is a KO. A great comeback there from Irene.
That was so good. That was great coordination. They got 2 down, and then after they went for the next 2 while the other 2 respawned.
Could be the end of this push.
Yeah, my Opsidus keeps the momentum going. They keep getting picks and surviving long enough. Dux is rolling in a circle. They're trying to get all the picks, and they get 2 picks from the Dynamo, and they take the tower into the goal.
There, at that angle, Violet gets the trade anyways, but job well done by the Tri-Slosher to prevent Clams from being scored, and now all of a sudden there's 45 seconds left on the clock, and it's Rising Stars with the counterpunch.
And the tent eats the wall and goes for 3! That's gonna be 3 picks from this tent!
But, this is just a tight corner right here. 2 going down. Oh, wow. Okay, missiles. Snack again! Snack again!
How'd you get back there? How'd you get back there with a triple? Oh, no! Snowfall's gonna get looted off of that. How?
Blocking out this bridge, just trying to stall for time as we enter overtime. Booyah coming online for Snowfall. The ball now going to the ramp, looking for an opportunity. It's Freeze and Carr. They're not going to quite find it. They go down. The barrier is over though, and they get the ball.
Oh, that's it.
Point.
Wow. Wow, I didn't think they were going to pop it in time, but...
Have the Booyah Bomb at the ready. Ink Armor and Booyah Bomb are both going to be popped. Meanwhile, on the side of Zootopia, they have missiles to work with. They are going to go ahead and pop missiles, but they're not going to be able to find that much. Ball are going to not take out 1. Oh, they do manage to take the lead. Hero Fan Club steals game 2 right back, and they're on match point.
Has no penalty right now. They are pounding down the points right now. Once again, that Charger is up on that spinner, just adding so much pressure and just looking for anyone that they can snipe down.
You know, that's where you kind of need to be when you have that kind of a lead that they do. Hitting a nice shot on zone, getting a nice double, hello! And can they get zone on coming out from the side of Hero Fan Club? Mars popping that armor, it's desperation time, doing anything they can to pop the zone. Pan going down, the zone still not solved, finally stalls, and wow! It looked like the tournament was about to end right there, but Sirius digs deep and keeps it going for at least a little bit longer.
Sirius still
preventing Sirius from respawning, but they're working through their penalty points. They're
Yeah, the
into
penalty's not
single-digit penalty points right now, and Sirius isn't in a good position to cap the zone, but Mars, out of nowhere, the NZAP going to find its way into the zone. Sirius has recapped the zone, and game over. Not in a good enough position to recontest. They don't have specials, and that's going to be it.
Deep hole into that deficit, but they might have sacrificed a little too much here. Now Frank has got the baller in a clip. Oh, they popped a baller, and that allows another player to jump in. This isn't going to be game, but it's going to be 3 remaining. A bit of a blunder there, popping the baller with the power clan. Frank says thank you, and Tri-Shaft up top does get, looks like they're just trying to build up a baller to work with here. And try to push back in, and they see Frank. Are they going to make the same mistake? Look. Oh, they popped the baller again! Guys, why are we doing this? And that is going to cost them 3 power clamps come in! Why are all these teams popping ballers when they have a clamp?
A little Danny Boy going in a little bit of a lone, and this looks like it's going to be the lead for the Sirius. If they can get this clam in, Apple trying to get it. Everyone's going in 1v1!
Oh, boys saved what would have been a...
Oh, they're keeping it open.
They're gonna keep it open. If are they able? Are they able to keep it? Oh, this could be a little bit less.
This is really close.
Team Renegade gets the lead and the brush.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final round of Low Ink Day 1. We've got round 6 of our Swiss stage. If you're just joining us, I'm Kater, and I'm joined here today by Alias.
Hello.
Hello, indeed. We are going to be seeing Blazing Storm versus Dark Rain, these are strangely serious team names for Splatoon teams. Like, Blazing Storm versus Dark Rain sounds like something straight out of like an anime or something like that. I don't know. But anyways,
this is going to be a very serious match. As both these teams are sitting at 4-1, so this could be for a spot in Alpha Bracket.
It definitely could be. These last sets that you play in Swiss can really have an impact on where you end up placing, so that can be really, really important. We'll just have to see who comes out on top. We have flat zones on Inkblood Art Academy, and this one is, I always forget that the top of the pillar in the middle, the tower, counts for turf control, so, I'm walking around the zone like, we inked it all, why isn't it capping? And then I remember.
I literally forgot about that until you said it just now.
Well, now you remember, and let's hope these teams remember too, because that's a pretty important tidbit of knowledge if you want to keep that zone.
Looks like we're just waiting on a couple of players.
We got the
rest
people
of them just having fun with it.
They're flicking their check marks on and off. We gotta. I can't hear the audio, but I know exactly what it sounds like. It's just the gifs that you can hear. But I mean, here we go. We've got the forced ready up for all of them, so no more fun and games. Although I guess this is quite literally a game. We've got our first match of our last round here.
Flat zones on Inkflat Art Academy. Set 6 of day 1. These teams have been playing for about 3 hours now. Probably pretty tired.
Are those hero dualies? Those are hero dualies, not something you see all the time.
Splat dualies.
Those are hero dualies.
And Octoshot.
So we are seeing some reskins weapons here. We got also that V-Jet coming out, and then on the side of Blazing Storm, I think. Hopefully, I'm not getting that mixed up. Oh, I might be getting that mixed up. We've got a splash. We've got a shot. Junior. Lots and lots of. Oh, I did get it mixed up. That's Dark Rain. Lots and lots of paint, but they do go 3 down, unfortunately. So that is going to be Blazing Storm with a nice cap here, and hopefully they can take this past 77 in order to get that lead, which is looking very likely. You see all of this control they have here. Mishy here, almost to those missiles, very, very close. Those dualies rolls hopefully are going to serve him. Yoshi getting 1, the miss. Hopefully they get the second, missing the shots, lands the direct. Very, very, very nice. The miss is so valuable. We've got the Booyah Bomb coming in, neutralizing the zone though, and so that is going to be the zone flipping back to the side of Dark Rain.
Yeah, Dark Rain has a very aggressive comp, so they will probably get a lot of shots at actually picking out the zone. Meanwhile, on the side of Blazing Storm, their comp is really uniquely suited for that. They do have the Octo Shot to better take advantage of the elevation that this map can provide, as well as the Splat Duels. And if you'll excuse me, I actually need to go take care of something real quick.
Alright, that's alright. Well, I'll be here. Anyways, so we've got that zone, and it is still ticking down all the way in the 20s and past 25 right now. I mean, splat zone timers go very quickly. We've got that zone neutralized, though. As you can see, the top of that is all blue, so that played a big part in that. Oh, the K-shot, though, landing that pick. So Dark, unfortunately, getting taken out themselves, so Dark Rain gonna lose control of that zone there. You can see a member, though, they're already trying to take that back. A lot of yellow in mid right now, so they're able to take back that zone and continue the push that they had going on. We already have another Tenta missiles on this Jemmy. We've been talking about missiles this whole time. It can be really important. Not necessarily as important in splat zones when that objective is stationary, but still really, really nice for displacing those weapons. Unfortunately, a lot of the members on Dark Rain are really mobile and might not be as affected by that. Dark Rain's going to have that Booyah Bomb out on zone, take control of that zone yet again, and still those penalty points are ticking down, but we've got the zone flipping back. That's a 3 down. The Inkjet getting popped as well, likely to just try and finish that last player off. And so now with Blazing Storm nicely in control of that zone, they're taking down their penalty points, but they need to keep it so that they can get it all the way to 25. If that zone gets capped again, those penalty points are going to get reapplied, and it's just going to set them back to square one. Armor and the missiles getting popped, missiles on both sides actually, and those penalty points are all gone right now. Yoji here doing a little bit of shotgun under this ledge, trying to find some sort of good angle, trying to hide from all of these bombs that are being checked into zone as well, waiting for somebody to just peek a little too far over. Somebody dropped, that is the splash with the bomb rush, and they get taken out as a trade. That zone getting flipped back just a hair before, but that 3 down on the side of Dark Rain's really, really important here, so they can continue. Blazing Storm able to take this zone back, continue. They are just 4 points away from that lead. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left right now, and so with the time running out, Blazing Storm is doing all that they can to stay in control of this zone. We've got the missiles all coming out, though. That Inkjet is slowly charging up, and that can be really, really important, especially because we've got the missiles here, double missiles that could be at the ready. Unfortunately, that Octave Shot, the Junior's going down as well, and it looks like both these other weapons, the Jets already backed up quite far. I don't know where the Dualies are, but they'll likely have to back out as well. There they are, and oh, that Booyah Bomb's gonna clear out flat. Didn't catch anybody, but really, really makes it a lot harder for the members of Blazing Storm to come back in. So you can see Michi here sitting on the plat, trying to get those missiles, but they need to use them now. They need to push back in because all those penalty points are gone for Dark Rain. So we've got the already down to 13. Joji here doing everything they can on the Inkjet, not quite getting anything, although they almost had directs on 2 people, and so they have to dive bomb for the zone. But with all of the members 2 down, it's just not going to work out in their favor. And so, after all of that back and forth, we are going to see that first game go as a KO to Dark Rain. Nicely played on both sides, but this really mobile comp, paint heavy, especially with that Junior, and the splash really works out for them. You can see a lot more KA, actually, the 12 and the 11 on the side of Blazing Storm, but that's not everything when turf gets really, really important in a mode like this, unfortunately. Well, with that, I mean, we've got our first match, of course, on Dark Rain, but we still got 2 more matches to go, and if the sets that we've seen previously are anything to go by, it is still anybody's set. Again, with both these teams being 4-1, I believe this is a really, really important set and could very well decide whether they place into Alpha or place into Beta here. We're gonna go to Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track, which, kind of like Black Belly, is almost another one where you kind of go, oh man, you know, you gotta have the sloshers here, you gotta have a fast-paced Rainmaker game, and really you are not safe on this one until you knock out. Like, you know, you've got but you really only have 2 ways to push on this map. You have right and you have left, and well, there's not really anywhere else to go, unlike some other maps like the Reef, which have a couple of varied ways to get up to that pedestal. Really, you either go all the way up the right side on that long path, or you go up the wall on the left side and you hope for the best. So usually it's that right side, of course, but you know, sometimes if that left side is unguarded, you're right there, there's a wipe, you can get it to work, but it's not very common for it to be used. I wonder if we will be seeing a switch to the C-Jet here, is because we did see the V-Jet previously, and those missiles. The V-Jet did do pretty well in the form of KA. Mist and missiles also very important here. Mist could come in handy, so I would not be surprised to see either jet come out here as well. We could also see, you know, the hero or heavy Splatlings that we've been seeing previously in Rainmaker games for that Stingray. Either way, Stingray is going to be a pretty important special here, as well as those missiles, still really important, and the sloshers here to take advantage of those curves. We'll just have to see how much these comps get switched up.
Right, we are. Sorry about that.
No worries. We're heading into Game 2 right about now, just loading in to see what these teams are bringing. A little bit of delay on our end, but that's okay. We got the flings out here. Otherwise, no changes, and I believe that's the same comp. So the only change we're going to be seeing is the switch on from Clem to that foil flings out, so we get more missiles.
We also have Nishi on the end parry dualies.
Those are end parries!
So
yes, I didn't notice that.
Double inkjet.
Double inkjet, and those curlings can be very useful for making a path as well. End parry's not something you really see anymore, but those are beautiful weapon design, and so we get to see those out and about on Humpback today. No sloshers, but I didn't say I was going to eat my hat, so that's alright. I'm still okay.
I won't hold you to anything.
Well, I didn't say anything, so you have nothing to hold me to.
That's why I'm not going to hold you to it.
We've got the K-Pro here, way in mid underneath here. They have that, almost having that Booyah Bomb, but unfortunately they're going to go down. The Splash here has their Bomb Rush. No other specials online, though. we are getting close on the side of Blazing Storm, having all their members. The Junior going down. You can see slowly but surely they're having a lot of turf control. Sorry, and with the splash going down in the middle of that bomb rush already, we've got Yoshi on the inkjet, finds one, looking for another, not quite getting up at the exhaust, painting a path, getting them all the way to 28, which is not bad. Again, not safe on Humpback. Nothing is safe on Humpback, especially with that 3 down, allowing the members of Dark Reign to surge back out and take all of this mid control, but still not a bad push.
Yeah, I like the idea behind the double inkjet push coming out from I believe that was Dark Reign. However, one of the inkjets falling actually kind of screwed over the Rainmaker as the enemy ink was able to shut down the rest of the push, and Yoshi wasn't able to recover in time.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we've got Blazing Storm right now, 3 down, unfortunately.
Oh, it would have been, it was Blazing Storm instead of Dark Reign.
Yes, Blazing Storm is the one with the double inkjet. But yes, Dark Reign's gonna take this all the way up right. Norbert's doing everything they can, 1 point shy of that lead right there, so just not finding it. Yoshi with that nice pick in mid. The missiles, but they get shut down. Yoshi looking for that 3rd pick there, jumps out before they can quite get it, but that could have possibly saved the decision to missile. Unfortunately, I mean, not a bad decision right there, but they just did not see that octave shot running up behind them. And now we've got the Stingray almost online from this C-Jet here, so that could be really important. Unfortunately, that inkjet getting taken out mid-air. We've got the Stingray, but they're getting shut down too. So the Rainmaker is pretty much on their own right now. You can see all of the members jumping on them, so that unfortunately is not going to last long. Rainmaker's pretty much right back in mid right now. And with 1 down on both sides, these teams are on relatively even ground in terms of, points, in terms of players, and in terms of turf control, as Mishi comes back out here along with Yoshi and takes more of this mid back.
Yeah, Dark Reign going to go ahead and pop armor to try and fight for more of this mid. Mishi going to get sort of sussed out by that Rainmaker pop. So they're going to have to pop the inkjet in response. But again, the K-Pro goes down. I see them taking too many picks, or too many fights by themselves, which is not something that you usually want to do as a midline. And just like that, it's all down to the Splash player using the rail to avoid a sticky situation, and that'll provide another obstacle for the Rainmaker. Just a really good play by the Neo Splash right there to stall out. Make sure that the Rainmaker doesn't go anywhere. And I believe that that's a delayed wipe for Blazing Storm.
Yeah, it was
so
definitely at least
has an opportunity now.
It was definitely at least a 3 down into another 3 down. So many picks out on the board. We've already got 3 players with double-digit KAs here, and we're gonna. Right now, we're heading into the last minute and 5 seconds of our match. Rainmaker's reset back to mid, and again, relatively even footing the name here. Yoshi gets 1, looking for 2. The flings of though that fall. All of these bombs coming out over here. Norva's gonna pop that Booyah bomb right underneath them. Doesn't finds the assist though. 2 down on the side of that's gonna be 2 down on the side of Blazing Storm. So Dark Reign. They need that 1 extra point. They need another push like that, another opportunity, but they're just not finding it. This K-Pro, though, that fight pays off. 2 down on their side. The Junior's down on the side of Blazing Storm. Many things are going on right now. Mishi here. Those end parries, they're using the curly bomb, trying to find a pick. The Splapple's going to do too much damage to them now. The Rainmaker's getting picked up. It is now or never right now with 17 seconds left on that clock. Lucas is pushing forward. That Stingray, though, shuts them down just shy of the lead. 3 down, 4 down. That is a wipe. And that... with the Rainmaker is going to get cheesed back there, and that is... Oh, it is not. The Rainmaker jumps back into mid, but that still is the end of that game. I mean, 1 point difference. What can you say?
GG's, that's about it. That's all you can really say right there.
Yeah, I mean, just wow. Like, we saw 1 big push. And oh my god, the 19 KA, that's what you love to see as a junior, doing your job with those armors there. Great job, but you had 1 big push on the side of Blazing Storm to get to that 28. A big push in response from Dark Reign to get to 29, and after that, it was just back and forth trying to find something to further that lead or take it, but in the end, it just did not work out, and that stayed for the rest of the game.
If you don't mind, what's the set score right now?
I wish I remembered. I unfortunately do not. It looks like it's 1-to-1 according to Battlefly, so I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that's right, that we're having another 1-to-1 set to end this off. We've been seeing great sets on stream, and where better to end it than Tower Control, where we started, but now we're on Starfish main stage.
True. I expect we're probably going to be seeing the Ray coming back out again. If you're using it for Rainmaker, then there's a high chance that you're also going to want it for Tower Control, unless we see something completely different. Probably either going to be the custom Jet Squelcher or just the vanilla Jet Squelcher, given that we've seen both maps. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dark Rain go back to this hyper-aggressive comp that they were running earlier. However, they really just need to be careful about watching their overextensions. Norbis specifically is playing on that K-Pro role, and they're doing a really good job of providing support for their team when they have mates to play around. But oftentimes I see them dying out in the open, which is not exactly the position that you want your midline to be, especially on a map like Humpback. And if they can't get that under control for Tower Control or on Starfish, it could come back to haunt them. But overall, Dark Rain does look like they're playing together very well, and I have faith in the match.
Oh, definitely. I mean, with the great plays that we've been seeing from both of these teams, it could really be anybody's match. And we're loading.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna load in here, and we are about to find out. This is our final match of Low Ink Day 1, the Swiss stage. And then, we'll be seeing the results. We'll be seeing who goes to the brackets tomorrow for Low Ink Day 2. So here we go. We're gonna see the try come out, and I believe that is our vanilla Jet Squelcher. So, we do have a K-Pro on both sides right now. Lucas is on the Zap, but other than that, we don't have too many changes. I'm interested to see how this try works out for them. That Ink Storm could really help pushing through second checkpoint, places that tend to be a little bit more chokeholdy. We got the try here already attempting a flank but gets misted, and so they're going to back off even though they do have that armor. First pick of the tower is going to go to Dark Rain here, but it doesn't last very long. We got the shot going down, the missiles on both sides. There's the Rain, and so it is going to continue. Norbis here all the way up, all the way in plat, forcing a jump out. Wow. And so you can see, they don't have any of their teammates over, but they're going to come back and meet up with them, as well as that Booyah Bomb. Very nicely placed as well. Mishy's in a little bit of a tight spot here, about halfway to that ink chip, but that first checkpoint has already fallen, and we're only a minute in.
Yeah, it's a really good push by Dark Rain, especially because it did also manage to get some of the members of Blazing Storm separated. Like, one got stuck attempting a flank, couldn't really come back to help their team. So it all kind of falls onto Mishy and the rest of their crew back here. They don't have the Junior for armor, but it does look like they were able to get enough picks to where the tower is going to have to be backed up. One is still respawning. They're able to take the tower control back, but they don't have control of mid, and they're taking black. And the rest of the members of Blazing Storm are all kind of sequestered over in an area that isn't really going to give them that much map control right now. So all in all, Dark Rain has done a really good job of forcing Blazing Storm to play the game that they want to. But right now, Blazing Storm looks like they've broken out. 2 picks have been found, and the tower's moving the direction that they want.
Yeah, Norbis gets 1 pick, but is immediately found out in mid. Clem here on top, trying to get something done. Does manage to clear out the shot, but again is immediately taken down by Yoshi, who gets another one as well. So we've got 2 down now on both sides. That tower does pass checkpoint 1. Norbis here on the K-Pro is back, has that armor. Armor on both sides was active, and so it's just a fight for who can kill the person on the tower. Norbis is forced to back up just a little bit over here. Might be attempting a flank, so you can see that tag going around. We'll see if they get found out, especially by Yoshi here. Maybe, yeah, they did get found out, but that was a trade. 2 down again on both sides. That tower is going to be resetting back to here.
And right now the advantage does fall to Blazing Storm because they do have the specials online. It's actually going to... Ink Armor is going to be popped, followed shortly by the missiles. And they do have control of mid. So Dark Rain still continuing to be pushed back a little bit, but Blazing Storm not really in a good position to take advantage of it at the current moment.
Yeah, both teams are working on just trying to find some sort of opening here. You can see that tower is being pushed back a little bit, pushed forward, but not really finding anything. We got a little over 2 minutes left right now, and both teams are just running around trying to get something in mid. Those missiles are gonna come out on the side of Blazing Storm. Ooh, this K-Pro here, Yoshi, looking for a flank, gets the 1 pick, and they're and looking for another, chasing this member here. That's going to be 3 down with the help of that Inkjet, looking for the 4th, but this does open the door really, really wide for Blazing Storm. We have that Booyah at the ready as well. That shot going down is really unfortunate though, and that armor is just not quite there yet for the Junior, but there we go, immediately popping it, of course. And now is the time where they have to get these picks. They have to keep this offense up. 2 down though is going to be really, really unfortunate, and oh, Mishi gets 1 pick, gets 2, but oh, does not survive the 3rd. And so that Junior on their own, really, really close. So that was an amazing double, but it just wasn't able to hold out on their own.
Tommy's in a really neat position right now because it could let the remaining members of their team jump in. Fortunately, they're not in a good enough position to capitalize on it. So Dark Rain is able to let it reset, and they do have the lead as we go under a minute to go in the game.
They do indeed, so we'll have to see if they are able to hold on to that. Blazing Storm has that Inkjet. Torb getting saved from that slide bomb direct here with the Ink armor, so that's very nice. Unfortunately, that Octoshot's going to go down. The Junior's going down as well, so the Jet's a little bit on their own. And as well as Yoshi, they're very, very separated right now, so they're not going to be able to help each other out if they need to. In complete opposite sides of the map right here. Jet, though, able to get that assist with the Toxtopus. That is really, really valuable. 2 down, and we're going to start. It looks like they're trying to start a push here. They've got flanks to deal with, though. Just trying to clear something out. We've got the missiles, so those are going to be really nice to scout out. We have the armor getting popped. We have the Inkjet getting popped, and that Booyah Bomb is there for when they need it. So Inkjet here, Mishi looking for something. Oh, they're trying to find it. They don't quite get it, though. But still, they are forging forward. They just have to get past that 2nd checkpoint. Easier said than done, though, especially when this try here is able to pull off a flank. 2 down in overtime, and that tower is going to get taken. That is it. That is our set.
Yeah. Really good positioning from Dark Rain going out right there. Having the 1 player in mid on flank, that requires a player to go deal with them, which means that their tower isn't going to be supported as much. And the rest of the members of Dark Rain just leaned over towards the left because they knew that the tower would have to go through that area. And if they could shut it down right there while it's at a checkpoint, they knew that they had the match handled, and they were able to do that. So just like that, Dark Rain is going to take it 2-1 over Blazing Storm.
Yeah, it felt like they were able to direct Blazing Storm where they wanted them, and well, that they were really able to play around that, and that was what made that match, that set, go so well for them. Well, that does it for us. That is the end. That was all 6 rounds of your Low Ink Day 1. We've got Day 2 coming up tomorrow's stream, same time, so tune in for that. We've got wonderful commentators signed up for that day as well. Devi and Falco for the first block, Popgun and 9 whole grains on the grand finals block. That is going to be great. You will not want to miss that. Alias, before we go, where can the wonderful people in the audience find you on the internet?
Find me at alias_handle on Twitter. Outside of that, I might be starting to stream on Twitch soon. That would also be under alias handle. Outside of that, around trying to get back into commentary again. So,
yeah,
pretty much it for me. What about you,
Kate? It was wonderful getting to commentate with you. No, I was about to say again, but finally, more like.
Finally.
Well, you can find me at Twitter on Twitter at _Cater _. I don't know why I said that. Cater_, where you can. I mean, I talk about the things I commentate a lot. And I post art. I do commissions. I'll be commentating in Squid Junction. Not commentating. I'll be staffing Squid Junction later today, so you'll see me around there. Yeah, but that does it for us. Thank you to everybody in the audience that came out and watched, to everybody that played, all of our staff members, as well as Inkvaders, our wonderful streamer. But yeah, that does it for us. We'll see you all tomorrow. Stay fresh.